I'm just getting everything set up here, guys. Once I get everything all set on up, we will be live and ready to go. I think I have solved the issue. I think we are all set. Issue should be solved here and ready to rock. But I just want to make sure everyone is all ready to go here. I just want to get everything all set up. Make sure everyone is ready to make this money, especially before 8 a.m. Before 8 a.m., you guys will be all good, ready to go here. I know, again, you guys are starting to fizzle back on in. And I went with a hardwired connection. So as you guys know, I did switch up my office. But over the last few days, I didn't have a hardwire connection. And I just kind of got like a really long Ethernet cord, connected it from the box all the way over to the computer. So hopefully it gives us a little bit of a stronger connection here. And will make things a little bit smoother for absolutely everyone. And you guys will be all good, ready to go. So let me just get ourselves ready to rock here. Here we go. Here we go. Woo! Look at XJ right here. XAGE. Guys, XAGE. Little bit of a breakout right here. A little bit of a spike. We still got 5 minutes until the 8 a.m. press release wave. Little heads on up here. So we got a little bit of time. We got about 5 minutes until that 8 a.m. press release wave, and then we'll be all set, ready to go. But XAGE, top stock to watch while everyone, again, gets ready. Everyone returns. Everyone's all set, ready to go here. We're going to have an amazing day ahead. Little technology. I had Claire munching on the wires last night. And, you know, she does that like a little mouse. Like a little mouse right there, guys. Just munching on the wires. Sometimes, again, some things get a little crossed on up. No big deal. We're all set, ready to go. Sometimes I do think if I play, you know, certain music, I also get taken down there. So I wanted to make sure that's all good. I'm not going to play music right now or anything like that, just because I want to make sure we have a good, healthy, steady stream for the rest of the time period, you know? Guys, if you guys are just joining us as well, make sure you guys smash that thumbs on up. Let's get everyone excited. Let's get everyone involved. Let's get everyone ready to rock and roll. Man, it is going to be a fantastic day ahead, as we already know. It is going to be a massive day ahead, as we already know. And we got a big, big wave coming up here in 3 minutes. So I just want to make sure we are all ready to rock. All right, here we go, traders. I think we're all funneling back in. I think we're all good. I think we're going to be all set, ready to make this money. And I think everything is looking absolutely beautiful. Sometimes I know, again, when a stream drops like that, it's a very annoying and an inconvenience. But, you know, sometimes you got to take it with a grain of salt and say, hey, Dek, you have a wired connection now. Now, again, things are stronger. Now things are better. Now you're not going to have that inconvenience again. So, hey, pretty grateful, pretty thankful to be able to have that. Now, let's go ahead and let's get ourselves prepared. Okay, everyone take a deep breath. I think we're all set here. Guys, take a second, smash that thumbs on up over on that YouTube stream. We got a big day ahead. We got a minute and a half here until we have brand new news. The stream is back on up, stronger connection than ever, and now we are getting ready to make this money. So, we should be all good. Guys, just by starting it on off right here, can we get everyone over in the chat room just so I can get some energy? Can we get a little enthusiasm? Can we get everyone dropping a GIF? Everyone dropping a good morning? Everyone dropping a good old Dekmar trades? Can we get everyone just absolutely fired up here? Come on now. Turn the heck up. Let's get this day started. Let's get this day moving. Let's get this day going right here and right now. All right. So we are all back. We're all ready to rock. And now again, it's good. It's good, 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 good. Good, 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 good. Man, everyone's going with the Elmo gift today, eh? Is that like the first one on top? Oh, there you go. All right, so right now, traders, every single person, we are all set, getting ready for the 8 a.m. press release wave. Hey, perfect timing. This is what I need from every single person right here and right now. In the next 30 seconds, we are going to be having a brand new press release wave come on out. In the next 30 seconds, we're going to see news flow through the Fox Runner news scanner. We are going to look for the best news out there, the best possibility for us to be able to profit, look for a big time spike, and then look for a short right back on down. We know how this works. Usually stocks spike and then usually stocks dump. This is how it goes. Stocks spike, stocks dump. We want to be ready to go. We want to be ready to get after it, and we want to be ready to make this money. All right? So, all eyes, news scanner. News is coming on out in about 5 seconds. I only have lower float plays. If you guys see anything taking on off, feel free to throw it out there as well. Again, we are a team. This is an open chat, an open forum, an open discussion where we are always looking for, again, the best of the best. ALLR Bitcoin did have an agreement. Maybe ALLR with an agreement.
Bitcoin.
Bitcoin refirms Treasury step out. Bitcoin press release. Bitcoin press releases have been very hot recently. LTSA. Looking for that hype. If you guys see anything spiking, feel free to throw it on out there. AGRI. Oh, was I looking at the wrong one? AGRI. Little bit of hype. Again, This is a sub $1 stock here. We do have announces positive safety results over on Kappa. KAPA, guys. Positive safety results over on Kappa. So you can see that play getting a little bit of movement. That stock has room to run up towards 116 200-day moving average. If that play runs up towards that 116 mark over on Kappa, that's going to be an area that you would want to go ahead and look to be able to short that play. Okay, little heads on up for you guys. Want to make sure that you guys are all set, ready to go.
Positive.
If that play gets up towards around that 118-ish mark, so it would have to get a little bit of a breakout. Don't get me wrong. That stock would have to break through $1 and go on a nice move, go on a nice rip. But if ever could, things could definitely get exciting. Okay? We also have what right here? AEMD, trying to get a little bit of hype. Cancel. Guys, so Kappa starting to get some action. I would say, again, limit orders. Where at? 110. Do 1,000 shares. 112. 113. 1,000 shares. 116. 1,000 shares. And then go slightly higher in case it ever started ripping. 118. 122. Right? 128. So if, again, we start spiking our way on up, I am going to surround the 200-day moving average. That's AKA this red line. This red line, Kappa, is where I would want to get filled on this play. 200-day moving average right there to be able to get filled and be able to see a reversal right back on down. Okay? So that's what I would have. That's what I would be looking at if you guys are interested over in Kappa, as this stock is getting a nice spike. This stock is getting a nice move. This stock is getting some momentum. Obviously, it needs to break through again that 200-day moving average or the $1 mark. And if it could break through the $1 mark, that's where things are going to start getting very exciting. Also, we do have MYNZ. MYNZ had a quick little spike, trying to get a little bit of momentum and keep on pushing up even higher. So right now, not filled on anything. Right now, not filled on anything at this moment, guys. But again, just keeping everyone aware of my game plan. I'm hoping we see a quick little $1 break. I could get some. I could be able to get a nice little entry and short this play back on down to sub $1. So I'm basically looking for that quick little spike above $1 to a nice little dump right back underneath $1. That's always the goal, guys. Quick little spikes, quick little dumps. Kappa. I want to see how well that one is going to be able to hold on up. Is buying volume, is momentum going to be able to keep on pushing through this play? Unfortunately, it looks like Kappa is already starting to give back some gains, though. MYNZ also giving back some gains. So Kappa, quick little spike. That got up towards 105 so far. 105. Do you guys also, can I ask you guys, do you guys hear the voice alerts coming through over on your screen? So I just want to hear, because again, I turned on the voice alerts over on Fox Runner, and these voice alerts are like the word positive and agreement and Bitcoin. Do you guys hear them coming through? Okay, cool. Because again, I want to make sure that you guys can hear them as well. And again, that's the cool thing about Fox Runner, guys, is not only can I visually see it, but I can hear it as well. So since I can hear it, it just makes our life easier. So right now, traders, we want to make sure that you guys are all good. Come on. Let's see if Kappa can get that quick little pop. Remember, if we do get that quick little pop, the goal is that 200-day moving average. I would love to be able to just get a quick little pop, get filled on this play. Is Kappa the best play so far? Take a look, guys. 43% gain over on Kappa, and I believe that's the best one. Is there anything else at 8 o'clock? Nope, nothing else at 8 o'clock. So Kappa is by far the best one at this moment at 8 o'clock. So right now, traders, we are all good, ready to rock. Again, keeping our eyes peeled, kind of seeing where the buying volume is going to take us and see where that momentum is going to be going next. Right now, again, traders, it just comes on down to staying smart. I obviously, again, I wanted to get filled at around 110. I did have all my entries. My first entry was, I think, 110. 110, 113, 116, 118, 120, 128, just in case if that stock ever did start squeezing its way on up. So we came up to 105, did not get filled, obviously. Let's see if anything else can come on out here, though, guys. Kind of look for our first trade of the day, our first big spiker. Where is going to be that first big spiker? Where is going to be that first big action? Where is going to be that first big activity? Can I ask you guys a quick question as well? How's the stream doing? Stream good? Connection's good? Everyone, again, sees me in real time right here? Everything's looking solid? I just wanted, again, so just a little heads on up. I am in a different office at this time, and I just made a hardwire connection. I just got a really big Ethernet cord and just kind of connected it all the way to my box. So I think everything should be a lot smoother and a lot better at this time. So again, thank you for kind of staying patient with me while I made the connection a little bit better and stronger and quicker and smoother and faster. And again, even more high def, more better looking, everything. So, guys, Kappa, quick as that spike came on up, is as quick as that one crashed back on down. Unfortunately, Kappa is not going to do what we want. I am going to cancel my orders just because it's not going to happen, right? So again, Kappa, not happening right now. What do we have right now? XAGE. Let's take a look. XAGE at this time. This stock, does this stock XAGE have any sort of hot news? Does this stock have any sort of hot momentum? We have XAGE had a press release, 15 hours ago? So again, XAGE, that stock talks about a merger agreement. Okay, when we have a merger agreement over on XAGE, stock is definitely getting a lot of, hype at this time. How high can this one go up to? Well, again, if we are looking for past chart history pattern, let's just kind of grab this, take a look, see what we have. Let's go back into a little bit of a larger time frame. We do have a 3-minute time frame showing us a little bit of a better overall understanding on this play. I'm trying to figure out where would be like some old trouble. Old trouble is all the way up towards like 930. Like that's the old spiking high over here. We have, again, old spiking high at $5.45, $6, breaking now through $6. XAGE is not a bad play in any sort of way. I just wish it was a little faster, right? I wish XAGE was just a little faster. I wish, again, this stock was kind of making a little bit of a bigger move. And maybe I'm getting spoiled, right? Because last few days we've seen stocks go from $5 all the way up to $20, haven't we? We've seen stocks go from $10 to $19. So to see a stock only go from $5 to now $6.50, I'm kind of saying to myself, yeah, right? It's like, it's okay. Like, to be frank, I'm not absolutely in love with anything yet today. There's not one play that has come on out just yet where I've said, wow, this is amazing. Wow, this is fantastic. Wow, this is, again, one I want to get myself involved in. So far today, I have not said wow to myself. So like that's why I'm sitting with 0 trades at this moment, right? I'm sitting on 0 trades at this time, sitting back, ready to watch, seeing what we got here. Deck, I like the YouTube thumbnail. Thank you. I saw, again, just trying to stay with the times. I saw Superman. Didn't Superman just come out? I didn't see it. I probably will see it. I like Superman. Why not? I like watching movies. Was it good? Anyone see the brand new Superman? Was that a good movie? I hear mixed reviews. Some people, again, just like, old Henry doing Superman. Some people, again, say, no, this one was pretty solid. I have no idea. I don't follow it that much. Guys, I'm not sitting there reading comic books every night. Some people are like, well, Deck, really the kryptonite didn't come from the planet. And, they kind of messed up, again, the way his powers were working. Okay. That's a little different, all right? I'm not sitting there reading comics, again, following every single thing. I just want to watch a good movie for 2 hours. Right now, we do have BLMZ, XAGE, SMX. No reason for any spike just yet. Deck, what about INKT? Deck, when you were in New York last week, did you trade INKT? I did not. I did not trade INKT last week, but let me ask you guys a very important question. What do you guys think INKT is setting itself up in right now? INKT, would you guys agree that this is a little bit of like a mid-candle breakout setup? Now, traders, I want to explain this to you guys so everyone can understand it right here and right now. A mid-candle breakout setup is one of my favorite patterns that you can have. It really is. It's one of my favorite patterns. It's one of my favorite setups. Now, what a mid-candle breakout setup is, it is going to be, number one, we have some sort of good news. Good news comes on out. And as the stock again has good news, we see a very large move. Now, why does the stock have large news? It has a large move because it has good credibility. It has good reasoning on why, again, it's going on the spike. So this stock, guys, did this not go on a massive move? This stock went all the way from around $4 all the way up towards around $78. That's crazy. Now, after such a crazy spike, guess what we are going to see? We are going to see a massive pullback. So the stock went on a huge spike and had a massive drop. But what are we realizing at this moment? Would you guys not say that since this stock went from $4 all the way up to $78 and is now back on down towards around $30, that this could be a good dip buy? Let's just go back 2 trading sessions. Just 2 trading sessions ago, people were willing to buy the stock at $75, $76, $77. People were willing to buy this over a 50% move higher. So again, did all that evaporate in one day? Well, now what usually happens is that traders see that the stock still has good news. And now it's actually a bargain price where buyers usually tend to return, shorters cover their position, and we start seeing a move back on up. So I would not be shocked today, right? I would not be shocked today if we do see what we call a mid-candle breakout pattern. Day 1 is a massive spike. Day 2 is we fall about halfway. Day 3 is shorters cover, and buyers now see it as a good dip buy opportunity where buyers return and bring the stock back on up. Today, INKT from $7 all the way up towards $76. Stock's fading and falling, drops back on down to $40, sits around the $33 mark, and now again, buyers can move back on in. Today, possible buy, not possible short, but I would say a possible buy entry is going to be on INKT to see if that one is going to be able to get some momentum and start moving its way back on up. What would be a good reasonable area this one could spike back up to? $45 today. I would not be shocked if we see about a $10 to $15 move today over on INKT as buyers start returning back into this play. So make sure that you guys are all set with that one. Right now here, traders, XAGE is still a number 1 play. Not shorting this one. Too slow and steady right now. Too slow and steady. A little bit like, it's not kind of having what? What do I like to look for, traders, when I'm looking for shorts? When I'm looking to get involved in shorts, I am looking for very fast spike to very fast dump. Now, again, for anyone who does not know, stock trading is almost like a game of opposites, okay? However fast you go on up is usually how fast you come back on down. So when you see a stock, let's say our stocks of yesterday, right? Yesterday, I was able to make whatever, $2,100, right? So if I, again, take a look at yesterday, my favorite plays are the ones that essentially go straight up to straight back on down. So what do we have here? We have AIFF, we have ALBT. Take a look at these plays. AIFF from, again, yesterday. If we, again, take a little scroll on back, what do we have here? Massive spike on up, massive spike right back on down. Take a look at ALBT. ALBT, massive spike on up, massive spike right back on down. This is the fast money. Now, as XAGE maybe picks up some steam, it should have opposite on the way back on down, which is good. But if we actually take a look, let's just go back to a 2-minute time frame. If we go back to a 2-minute time frame, we have gone from $5 to $7, right? And it's moving up, but it's not just going straight up. It's kind of like moving up, having a pullback, having a spike, having a pullback, a little consolidation, form an upper shadow, hold higher lows. It's not just going straight up. So again, when you go straight up, you usually see upper shadow and straight back on down. This one's a little bit more tricky to short because it's kind of up, come back down a little bit, consolidate, move on up, still build higher lows. You really don't know when it is going to turn. So that's the only thing that I'm not the biggest fan of trading XAGE on the short side. And again, we still have room to run. Remember, we still have room to run probably up towards, I think, like $9 today. $9 would be a great target. That's where I feel more confident old spiking high, old spiking high, lower shadow on its first day, old spiking high. Anywhere up near $9, above $8.90, $8.80, like that's where I'd feel much better. I don't feel confident shorting this play at $6.77. So I would, again, rather sit back, stay smart on it. Some of you guys saying, Deck, there's a 200-day moving average around 688. Okay, that's pretty cool. If, again, if you have that. Trade Ideas isn't showing that for whatever reason. But if you have 688, that could definitely hold on up as some sort of area. Right now here, team, still sitting back. No reason for us to pull the trigger just yet. No reason for us to jump in on anything at this moment. And let's just sit back right here and kind of talk about today. So let's head on over to cnbc.com, get a good understand briefing on today. But hey, if you guys are excited about today, if you guys are ready to make some money, if you guys are ready to get after it, smash that thumbs up right now. Absolutely implode it. So what I want you guys to do at this moment, if you guys are watching over on YouTube, scroll your mouse right on over to that thumbs on up. Now I want you to stare right at that thumbs on up as you line up the perfect shot. Now, I want you to put your finger over that mouse, and I want you to explode and hit this thing. Hit this thing with a hammer fist, going right through that like button, and have this mouse just explode into little tiny pieces. There's going to be little dust particles after you hit this mouse so hard. There's going to be, again, little bolts and little nuts and little pieces of plastic all over your computer chair. It's going to be a beautiful sight. So hit that thumbs up right now if you guys haven't, and go get yourself a brand new mouse. So, right now, traders, let's talk about what we have on this day. Well, today, JP Morgan Chase tops estimate on stronger than expected trading investment banking. Google to invest $25 billion in data centers and AI infrastructure. Citigroup bets second quarter estimates as jump markets and banking. Okay. So guys, little heads on up, we do have earnings going on. Little heads up, Google investing in data centers. Little heads on up, S&P 500 futures tick higher, led by, again, NVIDIA ahead of U.S. inflation data coming up at the time of 8:30. So if we want to take a look over on these plays, if we want to, again, be aware of what's happening right now, traders, we do have a few things, of course, we do want to be aware of. Number one, we do want to be aware of earnings season. So again, go over to the news alerts tab, scroll on down. We do have earnings coming on up right here and right now. So let's go back to it. Today, guys, earnings schedule Tuesday before the market opens. JP Morgan, BlackRock, Citi, Wells Fargo, right? These are some banking stocks that have their earnings today. And now, traders, though, as we start progressing, we are going to start seeing more and more and more earnings. Like, next week, I believe we're going to have like Tesla or Microsoft or Meta, right? We're going to have more earnings coming on up. Same exact thing, this on Thursday, right? Netflix earnings coming on up, like things that we definitely just want to be aware of. So again, earnings season is among us. That means in after hours, we usually see some very big moves on some very popular blue chips. So if you guys are an earnings trader, just make sure that you guys are all set. Also, little heads on up here, guys. June CPI forecasts with everything. These are the forecasts by analysts for the estimates on their earnings. You guys can go ahead and check that on out a little bit more. Today, though, we do have CPI data coming out today. Tomorrow, we do have PPI data. So again, just a little schedule right here so that you guys are all set, ready to go. So we are right now kind of waiting until 8:30, just kind of making sure everyone's kind of, ready and everyone is just all set for this day. Also, pretty interesting, little food for thought. Is this just a coincidence, or are we about to have another 2 years of a bull market? So guys, someone again placed a current bull market, current of today, over again what we had back in the late 1990s. And it's pretty similar. Now, is this just a coincidence that it looks very similar? Or are we about to have another 2 years of spiking before a possible reversal and a pullback? So again, there is no 100% credibility. There is no 100% data that states that we are going to follow the 1990s bull market as into the 2020s bull market. A lot of bull markets look very similar. But, just it's fun to look at, kind of overlaying different bull markets to see how similar they can be. So are we going to keep on popping on up? Are we going to keep on rising for the rest of the year here? Or are things going to drop? Right now, we're sitting almost at brand new record highs as the bull market continues to move on up and as things get stronger and stronger and stronger. So, pretty interesting. Another cool thing, guys, is right here. And, definitely look at this, but take it with a grain of salt. Little heads on up here, guys. Definitely, take it and understand it. But think about this right now. How much money should I have in my retirement by age? So depending on how old you are. If you're in your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, this is again how much money you should have in your 401k. Some people might say, ooh, I'm exceeding this. Some people might say I'm right on line. Some people might say, hey, Dek, I'm way under. The thing is, don't again get scared. Don't be again, fearful by it if you are not at the level that you're at. But again, take it as in maybe a boost of, okay, I got to get started more on a retirement fund. We got to get a boost on again, this or that. So basically what we have right here is age 30. If you are 30 or 35 years old, what they would like in your 401k at this moment would be whatever your salary is. So if you're saying, Dek, I make $60,000 a year. $60,000 a year, you would want to try to strive to having $60,000 in your 401k by the age of 30. So how would this work? Well, a lot of people, again, are going to start getting jobs somewhere in their mid-20s, maybe late 20s. And again, your job probably automatically takes off if they have a 401k program, if that's 5% or 10% of your overall salary and goes ahead and puts it into that 401k. Well, with the markets moving on up, right, that's going to help. And with, let's say, again, 4 to 5 years of working, that could, again, not only the 4 to 5 years of making putting 5 to 10% of your salary already in the 401k, but also appreciating assets or appreciating growth in the stock market, that could add another, 10, 20, 30, 40%, which could put you at your annual salary. If you're 35, double your salary. 40, double. 65, whatever. 10 times your annual salary. So it's all about just adding, no matter what, a little bit as time goes by. So this is what Fidelity suggests. Your 401k balance by age. 20 to 24, $7,000, right? 35 to 39, $73,000. 50 to 54, $200,000. So again, these numbers, some people are going to have different numbers. Let's go ahead and go over towards, again, the Motley Fool, right? 25 to 35, what we have right here is, again, average balance, 37,000. Right? 55 to 64, 244,000. Now, again, if you're sitting here and saying to yourself, Dek, I'm 55 years old, 60 years old, or again, I don't think I'm ever going to have $250,000 saved on up. Well, remember, guys, it comes on down to the earlier you start your retirement account. The earlier you start your retirement account, the better chance you are of going to be successful in the future with this. So I would say, if I could go back in time, I wouldn't change anything about myself. I love, again, the struggles that I've had. I love the trials that I've had. I'm blessed for, again, times that are tough, and I'm, again, blessed for times that are easy. At the same time, I would love to be able to start a retirement account earlier instead of maybe, again, buying that materialistic item or maybe buying that car or whatever it was. I wish when I was 18, 19, 20, 21 years old, I was just maxing out a 401k every single year because, again, I would be in a way better position than I'm in right now. So the thing is, it's not too late. If, again, you're 20, to start up a retirement account. If you're 30, start up a retirement account. If you're 40, start up a retirement. Even if you're 50 years old right now, to start up a retirement account, because every single year, the market's just going to bring it on up a little higher. Yes, there will be times that, again, we see drops. But at the overall, we are going to see the market climb over time. And, again, that puts you in a position when you're 65 or so that you have money set for life, right? Because again, I don't want anyone to feel bad in any sort of way, but I want you guys to be set when you guys are older. You know what's really tough? It's tough probably when you're 75 years old and you're saying, I have to go to a job. I have to still work my 9 to 5. It's probably very tough and very difficult when, again, you're pushing 77 years old and you're saying to yourself, yeah, I got to keep working a 9 to 5 job to survive, or again, just try to live off a little bit of Social Security. Again, we want to be able to have that time where we don't have stress, where we don't have to worry about finances in any sort of way. We want, again, our retirement to be the time of ease where we said, hey, we put in our, again, time. We put in our 20, 30 years of work. And again, we were smart with our money. We thought ahead with our money. So again, don't let these numbers scare you if you are not where you're supposed to be. But if anything, let them say, hey, let me think ahead here for a second. I am making some good money right now. Hey, again, I want to make sure I'm set for the future. Hey, let me, again, even if it's a little bit, even if it's $100, let's put that away right here. I know, again, being 30 or 20 or even 40 years old and saying, I'm already a little strapped for money. I don't want to, again, take money and put it away. I can use it right now to pay off credit cards. I get it. I know it's tough. At the same time, it will be, again, an awesome, awesome investment for when you're 65 and you say, hey, I'm so happy I did that. So Very important stuff right here. Cool little articles that, of course, you guys can always check on out. As of now, though, not a lot of this news has been able to hold on up. A lot of this news has just had very quick spikes and comes crashing back on down. There's nothing, again, that is absolutely like perfect right here at this moment. All right, so let's see what we're at. Let's see, again, where this buying volume is going to take us. What do we have? XAGE. Again, not really touching this play. Not really for me. Not my favorite play. Deck, you just got filled over on KAPA. I didn't get filled. I don't have any entry. I got no entries right now. But, oh, KAPA is moving its way on up. So I canceled all my entries. But again, KAPA is moving on up. We could definitely turn our attention back to it. Okay. Look at this, guys. KAPA. Let's turn our attention back to it. Thank you for the heads on up here. I canceled all my entries when I thought KAPA was going to be over and done with. But again, the stock is getting a little bit of momentum right now. I like it. So, Deck, what do we have right now? Well, again, the 200-day moving average is at the price of 118 here. Hold on. Let me, again, close this on off. Put this on back. Boom, boom, boom. So KAPA trying to move itself on up. 200-day moving average is at the price of 118. Anyone get filled right around 118? Anyone get involved over on this play? And again, even the 122s, 120, anything like that? If you guys did, that is not a bad entry in any sort of stance, any sort of way. Right now here, traders, I do not have any sort of position on this play just yet, but I'm definitely thinking about building a position on this one. Now, the only thing that scares me slightly is the fact that this one dropped and started moving its way all the way back on up. Does this one show strength? Now, again, we do have the 200-day moving average. Now, what are these, spiking highs? I just want to kind of see something right here. What is these areas? Notice what we have here. Bounce play, bounce play, bounce play, bounce play, bounce play, old spiking high. What is that area? That is 134, 130 area. So, Deck, do you think that could be a little stronger? I do think that could be the strongest area because we do have bounce play, bounce play, bounce play, bounce play, old top, old top. That's in the 130s. So, Deck, where would you like to get filled here? We can either get filled at 118, 200-day moving average, or we get filled out with the 130s. Those are our two options, guys. That's really what we can do. It's either the 200-day moving average is going to hold on up, or it's going to be the 130s that are going to hold on up. So, let's see if we can get a little bit higher. I do like, again, the opportunity for, again, that 118 mark. I don't mind that if anyone's shorting already over on this play. We have 118s and 130s that we're definitely both looking at. I would say, again, do a small position at the 118s. And then, again, if it keeps on going on up, we can always add more up towards around the 130s. So let's do, again, small position if we ever get a little bit of a pop on up. And then we can always add to it if it starts spiking up even higher. You know what I mean? Michael, Deck, I just shorted cap at 121. There you go. That's a great little entry. 121 right next to the high. See that thing fade and fall back on down? So I do have live orders. Live orders all set. It looks like it's already starting to fade and fall. Did not get filled. 118, 119 right there. So again, those would just be my first two orders if I can get filled. If you're just making a quick little, again, $80, $100, $200, nothing's wrong with that. Nothing's wrong with just making a little bit of cash, right? And also little sign-up traders. If you're saying, Deck, I want Kappa to kind of pass me by. Guys, you have a brand new press release wave in 3 minutes. 3 minutes, we have a brand new press release wave. So if you just miss Kappa right there, no big deal. You know why? Because, again, in the next 3 minutes, we have a brand new press release. In the next 3 minutes, we have a brand new opportunity to be able to see what's going to be coming on up here next. So, we are all set, getting ourselves dialed on in. As always, guys, as I asked, smash that thumbs on up or right here and right now in the next 2 hours. Little heads up for every single person. In 2 hours from now, we are having Cobra, the broker that I use, the shorting broker that I use, how I'm able to short all of these plays. They are, again, coming on the live stream, and we are getting, again, their head rep, the person who basically teaches about the brokerage and how to be able to use the platform is going to be showing us how to be able to use stop losses, how to be able to set trailing stops, buy stops, all different special orders to help you become a better trader. So, again, that is going to be absolutely awesome, absolutely incredible, and I cannot wait for that. Remember, traders, if you guys, again, want to use the same broker that I am using, you guys must sign up here coming up this week. And the reason why is because they are getting rid of this sale. Make sure that you guys are, again, getting yourself involved with them. Make sure you guys are using the same broker that I'm using, Cobra Trading, and you guys are all set ready to rock. You will not regret using them. They are the best broker that I have ever used. They have shorts on nearly every single play. So, everyone who uses Cobra right now, what would you guys give them? 1 out of 10. What would you guys give Cobra 1 out of 10? I mean, I have to go 9.9. I mean, I don't want to give 10 because there's always, again, a little room for improvement somewhere. I haven't found it yet, but I'm going to go 9.9. I mean, it's just been great. It's been awesome so far. Absolutely great. Guys, Kappa, let's see if Kappa's going to spike up to that 134 mark. Again, that 134 mark is the area we want. So if we could ever get, I'm going to put entries, guys, up high just in case we can get it. So right now, guys, Kappa, if we go 131, I would get filled. 134, I would get filled. Let's go even higher. 137, I'd get filled. 139, I'd get filled. Let's just go 133, I'd get filled. I'm just going to surround the 130s. So again, if I can get filled on Kappa in the 130s, I'll do it. Okay, guys? Kappa just got filled first little bit. Guys, Kappa just got filled first entry at 131. 1,000 shares over on Kappa. First entry now filled. Guys, 3,000 shares now on Kappa now filled. Dek, why are we getting filled on Kappa? Why are you getting filled on Kappa? I'm just looking at old spiking and bounce plays. So again, if you guys notice, bounce, 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 bounce. That's this red line right here. I'm expecting we're going to hit this line and reverse. So for me, Kappa, first entries, all just got filled, looking for a big upper shadow and a strong reversal. Let's try to make a little over $500 or so over on this trade. Now, again, I still do have live orders for another 3,000 shares if this one ever spikes up to like 138, 139, 140, somewhere that. But again, we know 134 was the area we're looking for. My cost basis is 132. So again, 132, 133. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. Guys, let's see if we get anything big, though, at 8 o'clock. Big at 8 o'clock. Voice alerts are on. If we get anything that comes on up, I'm just leaving this trade rocking right now and see if this one can drop back down to like 110 or so. Okay? So again, this trade's good, but I want to see if we get anything at 8:30. Everyone stay ready. Anything that comes up at 8:30, be ready to rock. 3,000 shares, Kappa, first trade of the day. Looking for a reversal somewhere in the 130s. I will go up to 6,000 shares total on this trade, up towards, again, entries all the way up towards around 139. 3,000 shares right now. I would like to get 6,000 shares total and then a big pullback back on down. This is still my number one trade as I watch for 8:30 news. No big 8:30 news just yet. Goal on this trade is about $500. 3,000 shares, guys, would be $300 for every 10 cents we drop. So if I have a cost basis at 132, 133, when we go back down to 123, 122, that's $300. Back on down towards around 112, that's going to be $600. Back on down towards around 102, that's going to be $900. So if we can get a nice collapse back on down towards around 115 or lower, we're going to be able to make, a nice, probably $600 profit over on this trade. That's going to be the goal here. Nothing big yet at 8:30. If you guys see anything that comes out at 8:30 here, let's definitely be aware of it. We got our first trade of the day, though, on the short side. Dek, I'm in right now. Can I take profits under 125? Absolutely, guys. So if you guys are in at the 130s, if you guys are already in at the 130s and you guys are saying to yourself, Dek, I'm in with you, 3,000 shares, and I'm currently up $230. Let me ask you guys, would I ever be upset with anyone if they just want to take profits when they're up $300? No, lock in your gains, baby. There is nothing wrong with you taking profits at this area. There's nothing wrong with you, again, taking a free $350 and just saying, Dek, I just want to start off my day with a free $350. Nothing wrong with that at all.
Agreement.
Guys, agreement press release just came on out. CTXR, let's just see if anything big comes from that. CTXR, no. CTOR, no. So it's always nice to just hear those voice alerts. You guys heard that? The voice alert? Agreement? Agreement's one of those nice key words that I always like to just be aware of. Right now, we're still waiting for kind of like the dump on Kappa, if we can get it. Where's the VWAP? Indicators, let's put the VWAP. See how low that is. VWAP's back on down towards 106. That would be the goal. See if that thing can go back on down. Dek, LRHC getting a little bit of volume. LRHC just got a little bit of volume, guys. All eyes, turn some attention over to LRHC. LRHC, any sort of news right here. 2 minutes ago, guys, LRHC did just come on out with a press release. Talks about AI-powered communication bot. So we have an AI press release. AI with a brand new bot. So LRHC did just come on out with a brand new press release. Little heads on up. Launches a communication bot. So LRHC, that is a quick little spike to a quick little dump, something that we do enjoy, something that, again, we do focus on a lot of times. Looking to see how well can this one hold on up. Can this one, be able to keep on spiking? LRHC, again, still has, some potential, is the best press release at 8:30 so far. So LRHC, best press release so far. And again, that did not have any sort of like keywords or anything. Sure, you could have AI. You could, if that's on your end. I don't have AI because it just hasn't been as hot in 2025 so far. You know, the words AI just haven't been like crazy by any sort of means. But I will say again, LRHC, definitely a stock I would just want you guys to just be fully aware of. You can also see LRHC did come out on Fox Center right here. You can see 41% gain. It does have the word launches. You know, it's launching something, a brand new product. It's AI, right? That's good. Guys, let's get back over to Kappa. Guys, take a look, guys. Kappa is starting to fade and fall. Dek, where are you going to take your profits on Kappa? If we can go underneath probably 115, probably take my gains. Right now, we're at $440. Ladies and gentlemen, how many people are shorting Kappa with me right now? Where are my Kappa shorts right now? Where are my Kappa shorters at this moment? Is everyone still shorting Kappa with me? We got $350 in profit right now. Seeing if this one can drop underneath that 119 mark and start getting a fade and start dropping on down, getting weaker. Team, I'm going to take my gains. I'm going to take my gains right here of a free $350. Going to take off my gains right there. We went for, again, a nice profit from the price of that 134 mark back on down towards 120. So Kappa, I'm just going to lock in my profits right now, traders, just to be a smart trader. We're not dumping. We're not selling on off just yet. So I'm just going to take off my gains when I have them. Of course, guys, I do everything live in front of you. Also, if you guys ever want to see my P&Ls as in my orders, go ahead and you guys can do this so that we are all set, ready to go. Here are my Kappa orders if you guys want to check them on out. I did get filled at 131, 133, and 134. That gave me a cost basis at that 132.90 area, kind of right along 133, and I just got out at 121. So $350 kicking off my day. Absolutely awesome. Absolutely great so far. Just locking that in just because we're not getting that super hard dump just yet. You know what I mean? We're not getting that super hard dump just yet, so we might as well just take some gains when we have them. So right now, traders, not too bad, not too shabby in any sort of way. All right. Traders, does anyone have any questions, comments, or concerns? Anyone have any questions, comments, or concerns as of now? Please, again, let me know. I only want to help, and I only want to see you guys grow, and I want to make sure that you guys are all good. Dek, how do you set up voice alerts? So, guys, little heads on up. For everyone that uses Fox Runner here, very simple, okay? Very simple here. Everyone follow along with me so that you guys are all good. So click up here, this little bell, and then click the settings icon, okay? So click the bell, click the settings icon. After you click the settings icon, have this turned on, keyword alerts and voiceover, and then toggle this on. So turn that on right there, okay? After you do that, you are now activating voice alerts. So you can go back over to your all news. And again, what makes all these words like highlighted? Well, you get to pick the keywords that you want. So if you want to say, hey, Dek, I want to get the word, AI, okay? Whenever, or let's just say, artificial, right? Whenever you see the word artificial, because we know artificial is going to be great for artificial intelligence, right? So let's say again, artificial. So let's go ahead. We want to have the word artificial for artificial intelligence. Let's go A-R-T. I want to make sure I spell this right. F-I-F-I to do C-I-A-L. Artificial, right? Dek, whenever the word artificial comes on out, because I know that's going to be artificial intelligence, we have artificial R set. Now let's just, again, add an emoji. Let's just put like a little robot for AI. Now, again, let's also turn it into whatever color you want, whatever color you want it highlighted. Dek, I want to turn it into this like, light baby blue. And then I'm going to click this button right here, voiceover. Once you click that button of voiceover, it turns to purple. So now voice alert is activated, and now you just click over. And now, again, you can see right behind me, you do have artificial with the robot, and you also have it right here, all set, ready to go. Okay? So artificial for artificial intelligence so that you guys are all ready to rock, all set, ready to go. You could also see, again, like the word launches. Oh, Dek, I want the word launches. That seems like that's good. Like it launches a new product. Okay, launches a new product. I'm just going to put this into a rocket. I'm also going to turn this into the baby blue area, and I want to turn on voice alerts for launches. So again, you'll see LRHC. Notice how it's not highlighted right now, but now when you go like this, boink. Now again, you could see whenever anything comes out with launches now, it'll be a little rocket ship in the light blue highlighting launches, and it'll give you a voice alert that says launches. Now, I personally don't want the word launches, So I'm just going to take that on off. But make sure you always have the little voice alert for what you want. Like I have positive, success, top line, Bitcoin agreement, phase, survival. And again, and that's it right now. I'm going to turn off artificial as well because I don't need artificial intelligence. But that's just how you do it. Just want to kind of throw that out there for every single person so that you guys are all set. So if you guys want to add your own voice alerts, you guys are all ready to rock and roll. All right? So all set, all ready to go, all, good to rock. And as always, traders, always like to, again, throw that out there. If you guys, again, want the same news scanner, you guys do get a free 30-day pass. You don't get charged for the first 30 days. And you guys will be all set, ready to go. So again, free 30-day pass for Fox Runner, which is the news scanner right there that I use to get all your voice alerts. And you guys sign on up. You guys will be all set. So enjoy that. You guys will be all good. How's, again, CPI data over on the S&P 500? S&P 500 CPI data, quick little spike, quick little reversal back on down. All right, traders, team, everyone, final little 10 to 15 minute break right here. 10 to 15 minute break, and then we have a massive day ahead. We've had one trade so far today. I'm going to get rid of my other entries, my other orders. I just don't even want to get filled, so I'm going to cancel those, make sure that we're all set. And as of now, we're sitting with a nice smooth $350. Nice smooth $350. No reason we need to put ourselves in any sort of trade whatsoever at this time. Sitting back, and we're all set, ready to go. Deck, does the promo automatically apply? Yeah. So again, when you sign up, you don't get charged for, again, 30 days until after you sign on up. So you're all set. Other than that, though, guys, ready to rock, see where this buying volume is going to take us, and let's get ready for an awesome day ahead. Guys, I'm not going to put on any sort of like crazy music that's going to get me in trouble. I'm going to put on like copyright-free music so I don't get in trouble. So it might sound a little weird. I just want to, again, make sure the stream stays up. Copyright-free music. So whatever. Guys, 10 minutes. We'll be all set, ready to rock and roll. We'll be all set, ready to go, and we'll get all set to see kind of what's going to be that next big leg, next big rip, and that next big, buying volume. All right? Hey, stay ready, stay involved, get ourselves pumped on up. Let's have a big day ahead. I'll see you guys back here in about 10 minutes. Big day, big opportunity, big trades coming on up next. Yeah.
Agreement.
Did you make money today? Did you make a profit today? Did you come out on top today? I'm the Batman. I got this question the other day. Why are you successful?
So I ball so hard, motherfucker.
$1,000 profit today.
First niggas gotta find me.
$700.
50 grand to a motherfucker like me. Can you please remind me? Ball so hard, this shit crazy.
$1,000.
Y'all know that don't shit phase. And as we go,
Lock it on
I'll
up.
too when I look at you like this shit crazy. Ball so hard, this shit weird. We ain't even pro be here. Ball so hard since we
1,400.
here. It's only right that we be fair.
Who's ready for $1 million year?
You should be asking how to be successful. Jackson, Tyson, Jordan, Game 6.
Let's turn off this elevator music, guys. I couldn't take the elevator music anymore. I couldn't take again the again. It was too boring. Now we got a big day ahead here, traders. Big day ahead. So I need everyone to do something, a complete 180. Pick that head off that $10,000 Tempur-Medic pillow and mattress you've been laying on the last 8 hours, and I need you to get a little excited. I need you to wake the heck up right now. So traders, if you guys are watching over on YouTube right now, smash that thumbs on up. If you're watching on YouTube right now, you match my energy. If you guys are in tradecaster.com right now, you exceed my energy. Let's go. Let's see what we got today. I think we got a massive day ahead. We got massive opportunity ahead. There's chances for us to be able to make a whole lot of money here today. So let's go ahead and break down every single step, every single moment. We have already traded on the day. We are up $350 over on KAPA. And KAPA, whoa, what is going on here? Well, as we can see, KAPA has gone on a pretty nice run, hasn't it? KAPA has had some pretty good action. KAPA, this is a stock that, again, this is a trade where there is opportunity for us. Now remember, I'm not biased, ladies and gentlemen. I do not care what the ticker is or what they do. I do not care who the CEO is. I do not care what the press release is. All I care is that there is volatility on a play. If a stock shoots up 100%, it can come down 100%. If a stock shoots up 500%, it can come down 500%. I just don't want boring plays. Boring equals no money. I want volatile plays, crazy plays, active stocks, stocks that are moving. Those are the ones that I want to see. So when I'm taking a look at what are the most active plays today, usually it is the number 1, number 2 top gainer. XAGE, to be frank with you, it's boring. XAGE is like watching like Days of Our Lives, like watching that soap opera. I'm sitting there and I'm losing focus. I'm saying, what the heck is going on? XAGE right here is little spike, little drop, little spike, little drop, little spike, little drop, little spike, little drop. It's not really my favorite. It's not really anything that I want. Now, little heads on up, you guys may have heard PRZO just came on out with a little press release right here. PRZO, guys, a little bit of a press release just came on out. Let's go ahead and check out this one real quick, see if that's going to get any sort of momentum. PRZO, actually, I didn't have the voice alerts going through to YouTube, but it did come on out with achieving 100% inception rate in real life demo, advances sales in its phase. Okay. So again, PRZO talks about, again, whenever you achieve 100%, definitely gets people excited. Definitely gets people, again, moving a little bit. And whenever you achieve 100%, let's just see if that stock starts getting any sort of momentum. Let's see if that stock starts getting any sort of hype. We'll see if PRZO can start picking on up. But again, you know, as of now, XAGE, not really my favorite. Where is everyone going? Everyone, as of now, is focused over on KAPA. That is where the majority of traders are focused on. KAPA. That is where people want to see. That is what people are looking at. That is where the buying volume on most of these people are focused on. Okay? So, let's just, again, very easy and very quickly, visually run through these plays. Is XAGE going crazy? The answer is no. It's not going crazy. Is it one I would watch today? Absolutely. I will tell you right now, I would look for a short if XAGE can get up towards its old spiking high. This old area right here, I would love to look for a short, right? XAGE, this old area right here, I would love to look for a short. XAGE, where it bounced off on its new IPO day, that's where I would look for a short. What area do you think that is? That's right next to $9. $9, guys, XAGE old top, XAGE upper shadows. If we can come up towards $9, that would be the best short area there is. But unless we start spiking to $8.75, $9, I'm probably not going to be touching XAGE just because it's not fast enough for me, and I don't want to get caught up in a weird play. I want to only trade plays that I have a lot of high confidence, and XAGE at around $6, $7, I know it could still go up higher, so I really just don't even want to touch that. Let's go over to KAPA, the stock that the majority of traders are focused on. Now, something a little weird right here. Is my Cobra lacking, or is Trade Ideas lacking? Because right now PRZO is at 165 over on Cobra, and KAPA over on Trade Ideas is at 150. Let me again refresh my Cobra just to make sure that that's all good, ready to rock here. I'm just going to give that a quick refresh. Make sure again everything's all good to go. Put up our KAPA. Okay, all set. So again, we are all good. Just want to make sure we do a quick little refresh. Everything's all ready to rock. Now, what's going on with KAPA today? Now, as you guys have already seen, KAPA was already my trade of the day. I already made $350 today. Now, how did I make $350 today over on KAPA? Well, KAPA, what I did on this trade was I was looking at past chart history pattern. And I thought to myself, where is KAPA going to have resistance? So I, again, just drew this line. This line right here is what I drew. And I said to myself, this should be holding up as a strong roof. Why is this going to hold up as a strong roof? Well, because it was very strong support. Notice we have a bounce play right next to 134. Bounce play, 134. Bounce play, bounce play, bounce play, bounce play. Would everyone agree that this is a very nice bounce area? Since this is a nice bounce area, this is where I believed was going to hold up as a strong resistance area. So for anyone who was not here earlier, what I did over on this play was I entered at around the price of 134. So I was shorting plays, as you guys could see, at 134, 134, 133, 131. The stock then dropped all the way to 120s, 119s, and I took my profits. And those profits right there was able to lead towards a $350 gain. So if you guys are not here earlier, what you can see right here is this blue line did hold up as a very strong resistance line. Where did we enter earlier this morning for anyone that's just joining us? We entered on that upper shadow. Yes, we had pretty perfect entries this morning. Stock spiked on up, formed an upper shadow, 134, faded back on down towards 116. We took our profits, $350. Later on, as you guys could see, we did spike and break through this, and again, I haven't touched it since. But this is the play that a lot of traders are focused on. I do have 6,000 shares. I can go ahead and trade this play. I think it cost me like $6. It wasn't really any sort of fee in any sort of way, which is awesome. And KAPA is going to be a stock that I'm going to watch and going to be focused on here today. KAPA also did have news this morning. If we are taking a look over on, again, our news alerts here, what did KAPA come out with? KAPA came on out and says it announces positive safety results from its phase 2 trials on advanced prostate cancer. So we are announcing positive results on something that has to do with cancer. Those are, again, great keywords, guys. Absolutely awesome. 3-star words like across the board here. If we want to take a look at some hot keywords, some words that we're always focusing on, guys, what do we have here? Well, we are going to have some 3-star words. Like what? Positive. Positive what? Usually top line results. That has to do with what? Cancer, right? A lot of these biopharmaceutical companies usually, again, say, oh, wow, we have to have, we are trying to cure cancer, different types of cancer. And when we have positive data, these are going to be, 3-star words right here that are going to get a lot of people excited. We could see at this time when we go ahead and we take a look at what are the best press releases overall. KAPA stands on out. And again, it has a lot of these good keywords, right? What are the words here? Positive, good keyword. Phase results, definitely good. Phase 2, and it has the word cancer. So again, that's something that we absolutely love to see. That's something that we absolutely enjoy right there. And again, that's why KAPA has had this nice rip and run, and it has been a steady climber so far today. So again, what would be the next ultimate goal over on KAPA? KAPA, the next goal that we're looking for on this play is going to be, we're at 157 right now. Someone take a look at this chart. How high can KAPA go up to? What would you guys say is the next overall area? Well, let's get rid of this line. And all I want you guys to do is start practicing. Start practicing and asking yourself, where is there going to be strong resistance? And what I see is I see strong resistance from this upper shadow, this upper shadow, this upper shadow, this upper shadow, these upper candles, this upper shadow, this lower shadow, it kind of seems like that's the perfect line right across the board. What line would that be there? That line, if I wanted to, again, connect all these dots, but that's going to be up towards around the 190 mark. Probably 188, 190. What do we get up to? 176 so far? So maybe just a little bit shy of this area with, again, these upper shadows and such. Upper shadow, upper shadow, upper shadow, upper shadow. So that's what I'm looking for when I take a look over on KAPA. If KAPA gets a nice morning spike, nice morning rip, probably 188 up towards around 210 is what I would like to look for, right? That's what I would want. That's what I would be focusing on. So if we can get about a 40-cent spike up towards around a 45, 50-cent spike, I would look for another short over on KAPA. But notice, traders, I'm not just trying to pull out random numbers out of thin air. Am I? No. I'm not pulling random numbers down and saying, oh, hey, guys, this is going to be a great area. I'm looking at the past chart history pattern. I'm trying to figure out where are we going to reverse at, and then we get a nice drop. Then we get a nice fade. Then, again, there's opportunity for us where we are getting in at highs with the reward all the way back on down, and we have very limited risk. Now, could this play possibly spike up to 215, 220, 2? Absolutely it could, guys. Right? This is the stock market. But all we're trying to do is look at where is the best overall area. Where is the area that's going to give us the best chance of success? And again, if we're incorrect, we can always get out of the play. Right? So again, KAPA, we want to see, can we be able to continue to run? Can we be able to continue to rip? And can we get that next leg? So KAPA, we will watch that one closely. Dek, what about like BLMZ and such? Well, as I said, there's nothing else like appealing at this time. There's nothing else that is looking absolutely incredible at this moment. Like XAGA is the #1 top gainer, but it's not really spiking up very big. BLMZ is number 3. It's not really spiking up very big. GROO is number 4. It's not spiking up very big. CYCC, number 5, spiked and gave back all of its gains. PLRZ, again, a little bit of a climb at this moment. There is nothing right now that is stealing the hype, stealing the show, stealing the attention, where every single person is jumping out of their seat and saying, yes, this is the one. We don't have that yet at this moment, right? We have KAPA, which we will be watching. KAPA to see if this one can get up towards that $192, $210 area. That's the one that we are focusing on. So let's just see what else we possibly have here, okay? First things first, guys. Is there any trade we're not aware of? Well, first things first, let's just see. All top gainers with news and filings. Is there any play that's gapping up massively right now that we're just not aware of? Top gainers with news and filings from the NASDAQ and New York Stock Exchange. Kappa, best play. GRO, up 48%. What's going on? GRO here. GRO, anything? Not even showing up over on Trade Ideas. Again, probably not a play that we're not even going to be touching. So GRO, nothing I'm seeing at this moment. PLRZ, only up 34, 23, 13%. Nothing really, again, too crazy and too wild here. We know KAPA is the best one, with XAGE not really moving, but is a good hot press release. Now, let's look at everything. Well, Dek, what is this list? This list is going to be stocks with news and stocks that do not have news either. It's just the overall best top gainers. So we know, again, XAGE. We know that one. BLMZ is only a 30-cent stock. It actually had news last night. CYCC spiked on up and came crashing on down. Not really anything that we need right here, right? Not anything that, again, looks absolutely fantastic at this moment, right? So, again, also a little side note, you always make sure you have NASDAQ and New York Stock Exchange turned on so you're not missing anything. You want definitely have both. Kappa, XAG, BLMZ, GRO. These are all plays we already talked about. All plays we already know. We are not missing anything at this time. We are not missing anything at this moment. Now, I do see Kappa, guys, starting to move itself on up. Kappa is starting to spike a little bit at this moment. So let me go ahead and place some entries so that I know I'm good, ready to rock it in case this one keeps on going. So what do we get up to? 187. I'm going to go up to, again, the entries of, 193. Let's go ahead, do our first short. Let's, again, also make sure that we're all good. And, I'm very tiny here, team. Let me, again, make myself a little bit larger. So, traders, I just want to explain this one more time. Kappa, what am I looking for? I'm going to be looking for entries between 190 all the way up to 210. Now, the reason why I'm going to be looking for these entries is because these are going to be old spiking highs. We could see back on 2-4, we had an old spiking high at 190. We could see back on 1-16, 190. We could see 114, 190. We could see back in December of 2024, 190. Here's 192. Here's 185. Here's 185. This is going to be the area where I do believe we are going to have very strong resistance. I'm looking at all these old tops and just making the prediction, making the assumption that probably somewhere between 185 towards around $2 is going to be very strong resistance. So I'm just going to play it a little bit safer, a little bit conservative in case this one does get a little bit of a crazy pop, I'm going to do 1,000 shares at the price of 193. That's fine. I'm going to add a little bit more if we go up towards around 198. I'm going to add a little bit more if we go up towards around like 202. I'm going to add a little bit more if we spike up towards around like 209. I'm going to add a little bit more if we go up even higher towards like 214. I'm going to add a little more if we go up towards around that 219. I'm going to add a little bit more in case we ever start spiking all the way up towards these areas. So basically, traders, what I'm doing at this moment is I am just going to average in only at highs, only at strong resistance, only at the area that I think that we could easily turn and fade and drop at on the number one top gainer. Well, Dek, you say it's 190. Why are you going up towards like 210 and such? Just because we are the number one top gainer of the day? Just because, again, the stock does have a lot of momentum? Just because this has been a solid play? Let me ask you guys a question. Have you guys ever seen a train on tracks? And all of a sudden in the movie, maybe again, someone's tied to a train track. You guys ever see those old movies before? And the conductor all of a sudden looks ahead and his eyes pop on out. And then again, he pulls the brakes. What happens when you pull the brakes on a train? Does all of a sudden a train just stop? No, a train has so much weight, so much momentum that again, the wheels screech, sparks fly on out, and it still slides forward. You guys ever see the Titanic? The Titanic, guys, what happened? There's a big iceberg. Guess what? They try to hit the brakes. They try to go in reverse. They try to stop its momentum. But again, it's strong and heavy, so it keeps on moving. So while I'm saying, I think 190, 195 could be, again, right around the top, I think we have so much momentum on the number one top gainer right here that it might just slide a little bit farther than what we think because it has a lot of weight, has a lot of momentum, has already a lot of force behind it. So a lot of times, you got to think about it like that in stocks where things do go a little bit farther than maybe you expect. So I expect us to get up towards around 190, 195. But just because, again, we might have a little bit of that still strong momentum being the number one top gainer, we might get up towards 210, 215. So I just want to make sure that we are all set and taking full aware of that. Now, if you're in right now at 188, that's not a bad entry at all, right? But again, just try to take into consideration on what I'm looking at and how I'm trying to gauge this play, how I'm trying to play the stock. Now, we still have 7 minutes until the market even opens, so you have more than enough time. Just want to make sure that you guys are all set, ready to go here. Now, getting back over towards this, guys, is there anything else that we need to be aware of? Again, watch list, right? Kappa, news, fine. XAGE, number 2 top gainer, not doing anything. GRO right here, not even showing up on trade ideas. PLRZ, no. SXTP, no. There's really only one other stock that I would say I want you guys focusing on this day. And what is that stock? INKT. INKT is the other stock that I would say keep your eyes peeled on along with Kappa. Now, why? INKT, for anyone who does not know, is setting itself up in a mid-candle breakout pattern. Let's not forget, and too many people already do this, too many people already forget about the number one top gainer, which was one of the best spikes of 2025. 2025, we are 6 months in, and INKT went explosive. INKT went from the price of $5 all the way up towards $75. Yes, traders, if you had a $5,000 account and you bought INKT somehow and you held it all the way to the top, you would have been able to make over $70,000 in the matter of one day. It's pretty crazy to be thinking about. Now, why is this? Like, what happened here? Well, remember, guys, INKT, if we went and we check this on out, INKT, this stock had a press release over on Friday. Right now, it's Tuesday. So again, on Friday of last week, what did we have? Well, we had right here, INKT, right? Right here. INKT back on 7-11. Let me make sure that was last Friday. Yes, it was. 7-11 announces publication of complete remission following its cell therapy in its cancer. Now, traders, we have a cancer press release, which is a 3-star press release. We have, again, talking about remission, which means, again, the cancer is going away. And we have a biopharmaceutical company right here. Guess what happens? This play went explosive. This play went absolutely nuts. This play went absolutely insane here. So again, when we take a look over on, again, INKT, people got excited about this play and everyone started buying. Now, just 2 trading sessions ago, people were willing to buy in the $70 region. People were willing to buy at 72, 73, 74, 75. And now it's at 33. What is there a chance that we could possibly have today, right? What we could have is a dip buy. INKT, keep this stock on high watch and high alert for a bounce. After a $70 spike on Friday and then falling $36 yesterday, investors might be looking for a dip buy entry today. So INKT, I understand it. I get what, again, Fox Runner's saying here. If we see a stock go from $7 all the way up to $75, and then we come all the way back down to $33, we do have great news. Shorters have now taken advantage of the play. Is there going to be a price point coming on out where people say, hey, this is so cheap now that, again, like, I'm going to be willing to get in on it? Like, let's think about all those, like, random things that maybe got a little too crazy, but maybe come back so cheap that, like, okay, hey, maybe I would get back in on it. Like, for instance, let's think about it as, like, an NFT. Let's think about it as, like, a Bored Ape, okay? Let's say this. Remember those Bored Apes back in 2020, 2021? They started off at $4,000. By the end of the year, they were going for over $500,000. Some going over $1 million for a picture of a monkey. Do you guys remember that? It's crazy time. Now, the thing is, Bored Apes have come all the way back on down to a very reasonable price. Well, I don't even know. That's subjective. It has gone from 4,000 to, let's say, $1 million. And now you could get a Bored Ape probably for about 80,000, right? Which is still crazy to think about, which is still wild. But what if it came all the way back down to $5,000 or so? If it ever came all the way back on down to like 5,000, maybe I would say, hey, this is so cheap. I mean, I might as well take advantage of it. Do you guys remember back in 2022? 2022, Bitcoin went all the way up from 76,000 back on down towards around 14,000. Now, there's people that love Bitcoin, and there's people that hate Bitcoin. Now, again, some people said, you know what? I don't even follow Bitcoin, but it was at 76,000. It's now at 14,000. You know what? I'm going to buy something. I'll get involved in some of it. You know why? Because, like, it's worth it. It's so cheap. Why not? That's kind of how INKT could be today. INKT, a stock that has a positive press release, a stock that ran $75. It could come back on down to 33 or maybe 28 or 27 where people say, you know what? This stock is so cheap. I mean, I might as well just give it a chance, right? It had a good press release. It was one of the best spikers so far of 2025. I might as well at least just give it a chance and see if that one moves its way on up. So INKT, that would be another play that I think is a sleeper pick today that I think a lot of people are forgetting about, where you guys have a lot of opportunity to be able to make some money, make some cash. Okay? So high watch and high alert there. Guys, it's 9:28 in the market right now. Let's see what we can do. Let's see what we have, and let's get ourselves excited. Now, in the matter of 45 minutes, right? In the matter of 45 minutes at 10:15 a.m. today, we are actually going to be having a Cobra rep. Someone, again, who works for Cobra and knows the platform like the back of their hand, and they are going to be teaching us special orders today. Now, again, why am I doing this? Why am I getting a Cobra rep coming over towards, again, teach us special orders? Because I want people to know how to set trailing stop losses. I want you guys to know how to have buy stops. I want you guys to know how to have, just simple stop losses, how to be able to have bracket orders, multiple orders, shorting. I want to be able to teach you guys not just market and limit orders, which, again, I do 99% of the time, but if you guys are interested more in advanced orders. So I think that's going to be really fun, really awesome, and I think a great idea to just be able to say, hey, you know what? If things slow on down, let's get a rep over here to kind of teach us something a little bit more about our broker so we can be able to get, even better entries than before. So as you guys know, all of my shorts, everything comes from Cobra. If you guys, again, want to use the same broker I use, make sure you guys click that link, sign on up, and get yourself ready to rock and roll. And the thing is, traders, I still get the same questions. I still get the same comments every single day. It's crazy. You guys wouldn't believe me. I'll post a P&L making $2,000 like I did yesterday. Yesterday, I made $2,100. And people say, Dek, that's not fair. My broker didn't allow shorts. How is that my fault? How is that my fault that you use a shitty broker, right? The thing is, if you are using a broker that doesn't allow you to short, it's a very simple solution. Change brokers that allows you to short. That's it. Again, why do I use Cobra? They are, again, the best broker for shorting. They have shorts on 99% of plays. So the thing is, I'm going to use the broker that allows me to short nearly every single stock. If you're saying, well, Dek, I can't follow you. Again, I don't have, my broker doesn't allow that. You have two simple solutions. Either, again, you keep trading and keep doing whatever you're doing and hopefully it works on out and I wish you the best. Or you just change brokers and you get one that allows you to short, right? Very simple. It's like, hey, Dek, my girlfriend hates me. Okay, break up with her and get a new girlfriend. Nah. All right? That's up to you. It's your decision. But I would always, again, use the best of the best equipment. Best of the best. Guys, let's get ourselves ready to go. I am, again, switching out our scanners right here because the market's now open. Hey, let's switch out our scanners. Let's make sure that we're all good here. And we are waiting. We will get filled, as you guys know, over on KAPA. If KAPA can spike on up towards that 190 area. So we are trying to get filled over on KAPA. If KAPA could ever get that rip and run up towards the 190s. Right now, though, unfortunately, nothing. Right now, we're not getting filled up towards the 190s. Right now, we're not up towards those highs. Right now, we're not up towards those areas. So right now, KAPA, no. Let's also, again, not forget about, was it INKT, right? INKT, guys, do not forget about this play. This is my sleeper pick today. INKT, this is my sleeper pick today. Also, Kappa, trying to get a little bit of hype. Kappa trying to work itself back on up. Remember, we want to see 195 and higher. 195 and higher all the way up towards $2 plus. So, guys, we might get halted over on Kappa coming up in the near future. Kappa might be coming on up here. We want to see that Kappa spike all the way up towards, again, 195 and higher, towards $2 plus to be able to get some good entries. So traders, we had a little bit of a spike up to 182. Little bit of a spike up towards 182 so far. A little bit of a pullback right now. Watching and waiting to see where, again, the buying volume is going to take us. INKT. INKT is on my back burner right now. Now, again, INKT, I know it's a little different. This wouldn't even be a play that I would short. INKT would actually be a play that I would probably go long on, right? So it's a little bit different than what I usually do. I usually short plays, right? As you guys know, I usually always look for the short. INKT, I actually wouldn't look for a short. INKT, I would actually look for the long position. See if INKT can break through, again, that $35 mark and maybe squeeze and rip and run up towards around like 39. That would be a nice, quick little trade. That could be break of 35, rip and run up towards around 39 to possibly be able to make some money. INKT, again, came out with that very hot press release, and we could see a nice move on up and start. And the other thing is, it might not be super fast. It might be a little choppy, you know, but it should be able to be a solid green day today. That's what I'm looking at. So I'm not in on this play. You guys can always see my positions. My P&L box is right here. You'll see the moment I enter, the moment I exit, the moment everything. But I'm not in on that play right now, but I will be watching it closely. Previous top gainer from Friday, one that we want to be watching and waiting on, seeing again, you know, if buying volume is going to move on in, and of course go from there. So it's just about staying smart. KAPA just got halted on the downside. KAPA, guys, halted on the downside. We're going to see, like, what could steal the hype now. Like, what could steal the hype? What could steal the momentum? Because if, again, KAPA just got halted on the downside, now, again, traders are saying, hey, what's next? Aren't you trying to find what's the best play? Am I not trying to find what's the best play? Is every single person trying to find what's the best play? And KAPA just got halted on the downside. KAPA could easily fade and fall, possibly all the way back down to 115 today. So it's almost like, again, we want to see what we have. I'm personally not too interested over in CYCC. It's a stock that spiked, gave back all of its gains. The only way I would want to get involved in CYCC is maybe if it spikes on up towards like 630 and we could short it back on down from there. Most likely CYCC is just a pump and dump. Now, if CYCC has dirt cheap shares to short, I'll go after it, you know? So I'm going to cancel my orders on KAPA right now because they're not going to get filled. Let's just see if CYCC has like dirt cheap shares. So CYCC, let's see if we can get like 3,000 shares. Inquire all on this play. 3,000 shares. Let's see what we have. Locate the lowest amount. How much is that going to cost me? And that's just too expensive. $442. Guys, I'm not going to pay $442 on CYCC shorts. You know, it's great that there's shares available to short. It's just too pricey. And that's okay. Sometimes, again, some plays are going to be too pricey. I just don't want to pay, again, that much money to go ahead and try to short that play, right? Just not really worth it to me. Now, with that being said, 3,000 shares, $442, that would be what? That I would have to be able to get back about 15 cents. Now, would I make over 15 cents over on CYCC if I short it? I believe I would. If I got filled at the price of, let's say, 630 average, would I be able to hold this play to sub 615 to actually start making money? I would say yes. I definitely think I would be able to do that. At the same time, I'm not going to do it right now, but we could still, again, see it as like a test, right? See it as a test, kind of see what we can do next and what's going to be coming on up. What is going on right here? Hold on a second, traders. Let's go back over CYCC. That should be getting unhalted in 37 seconds. XAGE. Let's see what again CYCC does in the next 25 seconds. I'm not doing a live trade right here, guys, because they're just too expensive. But I would say 630. Let's see. I would test myself a little bit. 630. See if that can get some hype. Also, INKT, possible $35 break. Quick rip and run. Like, it's gonna be quick if it rips and run right to $39. So a little heads on up. INKTT, still watching that one to see if that could break $35, get a little bit of a pop. Let's see what CYCC does right here. CYCC, 630 would be my target to short that one. And we'll see how quick and how well that one could rip and run on up. I know XAGE also trying to get some new highs. XAGE also trying to get some new highs right here. XAGE, where's the short area, guys? We talked about it earlier this morning. I will not short XAGE until near 875. Has to get near 875. If it can get up and near 875, that's where I would want to get filled on it. Okay? Up and near 875 would be the best area for me to be able to get filled. CYCC is still trying to move itself on up. 630 would be my target. I'm going to see if, again, I can get any cheaper shares right here, guys. If I can get cheaper shares, I will, again, look to do it. Nope, again, it's just still too expensive right now. And obviously, if I can get cheap shares, I will show you guys. Now, look at this, guys. They're actually going up. CYCC, the cheapest amount of shares right now is $742. $742 right now. Now, Dek, why are our shares so expensive? Why are these shares so expensive? Who can answer that? Traders, why is CYCC so expensive to short? Well, number one, there's not many shares available. And number two, it's because they're in high demand. Someone tell me, why is CYCC in high demand to short? Because every single time it spikes, it dumps on down. Spike gives it all back. 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 So you can see every single time the stock spikes, even this morning, spike gives it all back. This stock is known to spike and known to dump. So CYCC, it's a very high demand shorting play. And CYCC, there's not many shares available to short. So again, the price just kind of gets a little crazy. Again, I would still stick mental trade right here, not a real trade, mental trade with, again, I would be looking for around a 630 entry, 630 average. That could be some under 630, at 630, and right above 630. But I would say if I'm going to go after this trade, I would look for a 630, 635 average entry. Let's see how well that would work on out. I'll restart the pro trading room for you, no problem. All right, here, traders. So we are staying alert, staying ready, and focusing on what's going to be coming on up here next. Right now, here, traders, is there anything that's taken on over? XAGE 875 is going to be our short. So far, I only have one trade today. $350 in profit. Yesterday, we had some great trading. We had some great opportunity. We were able to make $2,100. Now, guys, I would love to make this a $10,000 week. Wouldn't you guys? I would love to make this a $10,000 week. Yesterday, we crushed it. But again, to make this a $10,000 week, we got to make another $2,000 today. Right now, we're at $350. So, can we make $1,700? Absolutely. We just need something that's moving a little bit. Now, how's INKT looking? INKT, still nothing there. INKT, guys, this is a little different one. I usually always look for shorts. I would be interested on a long play if INKT can keep working its way on up. Kappa, I'm not going to short Kappa, guys, because I only like shorting at highs. I think one of the reasons why I've been very successful with my shorting is just the pure fact that I'm only shorting at highs. I'm only getting in filled at the very highest point, you know? So again, like even CYCC, I would only short this play at the high of the day, right? Up near around 630, 640. Now let's see here. CYCC, I want to keep checking this. Nope, still $700. Is that what you guys are getting on your end? Someone, again, double check with me. Is everyone else's shorts very expensive? If that's on Cobra or if that's on another broker? So I was hoping, Dek, where would you do it? Probably like 150 or less. So does everyone have super high shorts over on CYCC? XAGE, again, XAGE, no short for me until $9 or at least $8.75. What do we have right here? That's an old spiking high, right around $9. These are old upper shadows, right next to $9. $9. Now, if we hit this orange line, I'm shorting it. So we come on up towards around 875 or higher, I will 100% short XAGE. But we need about a $2 rip. I don't feel comfortable shorting it now when it could still go up $2 higher. You know what I mean? PLRZ, a little bit of a pump. How about PLRZ, Deck? PLRZ, how high can this one get up to? PLRZ, strong resistance up in the 130s. So if we start seeing 138, 140, anything above 130 could be great shorts over on PLRZ. Michael, Trade Zero has it for $62 per 100, so $620 for 1,000 shares. That's crazy. So that's going to be $1,800 for 3,000 shares, like what I'd want. That's a little nuts. So yeah, so Cobra is actually giving us the best price, but it's just CYCC is expensive. All right, guys, we got 1 minute on CYCC. I just want to see if this mental trade would work. Deck, what would be your average? 635, let's say. 635 would be my average. Let's see if the chart is going to reverse this play. Now, again, what's the chart? The chart shows me that this stock usually turns right around 620. Top resistance, top resistance, top resistance. What do I think is going to happen? Again, you're a train on the train tracks and you're trying to hit the brakes, and guess what's happening? Momentum's going to shift you forward. You just had CYCC spiked once, get halted, spiked twice, get halted. It's most likely going to go a little higher than what we think and then possibly reverse from there. Okay? So, again, always allow that to be able to happen a little bit. All right, guys? Allow that to be able to move on up. All right, traders, let's see what happens. CYCC coming on out here in 10 seconds. Let's just see if this mental trade works. It's just too expensive. Now, Deck, would I jump in on this play if I had fun? If I had funds, if I wanted to pay the fee? Yes, but I'm just not going to do it right now. Let's see. All right, guys, it just hit 638. 638. Let's see if we get a big reversal right here. Here's again. This is where I would be in. This is where I would be in. Let's see if it would be a good play or a bad play. It's at 650. Well, I would have to see a reversal soon. Deck, what would be a stop loss? Probably 675, 680. I'd 100% be out. 675, 680. I'd 100% be out. Let's see if this one turns and dumps. Here's again a little reversal. Can we get the reversal here? Fade back down to the VWAP of 560. It's looking. It's trying to turn. Look at this, guys. It's trying. 610. See if we can crack back on down. Oh, I would be fighting right now. I would be, again, on the edge of my seat at this moment. I'd be on the edge of my seat looking to see, can we dump back on down to sub 590? Notice how, again, we did kind of follow the rules, though. The train tracks went a little bit farther than what we thought. And now, again, the stock is having a little bit of that pullback. Can we get a drop back on down towards like 590, 580? Would this be a successful trade if we pulled the trigger at, let's say, the area of 630? We would have been in the red for a second. But let's see if we can crack $6 again. Watch the bids. Bids are the buyers. The left side, 604, $6, 580. Guys, great trade. Great trade. There's 580. And again, that's where we'd be out. We'd probably make $1,000 or so. So the thing is, look at that, guys. Hey, great work. Even though that wasn't a real trade, even though I don't have my money there on that play, it just builds up my confidence. Right? It just builds up my confidence. It makes me feel good moving forward. It makes me feel good moving forward on saying, like, Deck, your charting right now is right on. Your charting at this moment is exactly where it should be. Your charting at this moment is, again, you're seeing things correctly. So that makes me feel good going into different trades, right? That makes me feel excited about, like, hey, what I'm looking at this moment is correct, right? So, unfortunately, I would have jumped in on CYCC. I just couldn't. The fees were just too expensive. That's all. But again, nice reversal, builds up our confidence, a little practice trade right there. RAPT. Deck getting a little hype. Ooh, okay. RAPT, a little bit of hype, a little bit of momentum. I like it. RAPT, little Raptor baby. How high can this one get up to? Where's strong resistance over on RAPT? RAPT, I would say most resistance. I would probably wait closer to like $14.50. $14.50, $15 if we can get it. RAPT. XAGE still slow and steady. We got up towards 827. Remember, where did I said I would short XAGE? If it could get up near $9. Up near $9, I would give it a chance. Up near $9, I would give it a whirl. Let's go right here. XAGE. Deck, how many shares would you like? Probably like 4,000 shares. 4,000 shares over on this play. 4,000. It's starting to turn, though, a little bit too much. Right now, traders, we got to see if this thing can get back above $8. But that's the thing about XAGE. XAGE, guys, it's very choppy. Like, that's the only thing I don't like. What I personally like is I like kind of straight up, straight down. That's what I enjoy. I enjoy straight up movement to straight down movement. I enjoy seeing stocks go on big spikes, and I enjoy seeing stocks going straight back on dumps. So let's go through our top gainers on the day. XAGE, are we seeing straight up, straight down? Not yet. We're kind of seeing more choppy movement. We really have to wait until 875 or higher before we even get interested on that play. Kappa, unfortunately, this play, we wanted to short this one in the 205s, 210s, 220. We were looking to short Kappa in the $2 region. We could not get filled there. So again, it just didn't fill us. BLMZ, no. CYCC, awesome trade. Unfortunately, the fees were just a little bit too high. I didn't want to pay, and if I was wrong, you just add another $600 like loss. So I didn't want to do that, unfortunately. That just kind of came on down to risk and reward. Like, it came on down to, okay, if I take a normal trade and I lose, I might lose $500. But now I also have to pay $600 on top of that. I just didn't feel comfortable doing that, but still awesome little mental trade. GRO, anything? No. RAPT, anything? No. FTT, anything? No. Right now, we are absolutely fine. Now, let's go back over to INKT here for a second. INKT. Unfortunately, at this moment here, traders, nothing on INKT. Nothing yet. But let's still keep our eyes peeled on this one. There's not much volume. There's not much movement. There's not much hype. I will say this, though, traders, and I just want to throw this out here for every single person. If INKT can get back above $35, I do think there is going to be an attempted spike. Now, that does not mean it's going to spike and hold up its gains and spike all the way up towards, again, $40 plus. But I do think if we can break where we bounced off right here and break resistance and break resistance and break resistance, if we can get above $35, I do think there's an easy chance that we could be able to run probably $5, $6, $7 and maybe move all the way back up to like $42. This would be like our target here. So what I would say at this moment is if you are looking for a long entry, a buy entry, and we can get above this red line and buyers can move on in, there is a chance that people say, hey, INKT, I remember that one. That's the one from, again, Friday, the one that went supernova, the one that went crazy. Watch her again, buyers to return back into this play. All of a sudden it breaks $35 and people start going crazy on it. So that's not a short in my eyes. That's a possible long play in case anything starts going on a rip and run. Now, the thing that I want you to be aware of is that INKT does have lower volume right now, does have a larger spread at this moment. So the thing is, if you start breaking 35, 36, 37, and then you market order in, you might not be getting filled till $39, $40. So you might be getting filled way higher than what you want. And if this stock just has one of those attempted fake out breakouts, you're going to lose a lot of money. So if you are going to trade INKT, I need to throw out this fair warning to everyone. You are going to have to a little gamble, which would be when is it going to break $35? So if you start seeing $34.50, $34.70 on the ask and you're like, you know what, I'm going to give it a chance, breaks $35, you're in before the spike. But you also have to be aware you might hit $34.50 and reverse back on down. You might hit $35 and come back on down. But I think that's smarter than hitting $35, waiting for the spike, and then buying all the way up at $40 or so, where, again, people are going to take profits. Because it's going to be a 50-50. It literally will be a 50-50 on if it's going to get above $35, and then another 50-50 if it's going to actually hold its gains, or it's just going to be one big upper shadow, and people are going to take profits. I'm going to be straight up with you right now. Right now. If INKT breaks $35 and I jump in on that play and I see $39, even if it's within 30 seconds, I'm going to take my profits. I am not probably going to hold INKT from 35 to 39 and say, all right, let's hold for another 30 minutes. Because there has been many times that I've seen stocks spike on up. You think it's going to break out and then just come right back on down. So I would give it a chance, 100%. But I would not hold this play long in just the risk that it does have. Okay? Large spread, low volume, could break out, but could give everything back. It's one of those plays that I want you to be aware of, but you got to be ready for it. I want you to be aware of, want you to be ready for it. And again, I say this stuff, guys, because I'm not in on these plays. It's not like I'm in on these plays secretly and I'm like, oh, everyone go buy INKT. I'm telling you guys, I will buy INKT if it gets up to $35. But again, don't buy it if it does get up to 30, or don't buy it if it doesn't get up to $35. Like, I'm trying to tell you exactly what I'm going to do before it happens, not me get in and then tell you what to do. That's not the way, again, mentoring should work. That's not the way, again, trading should work. Again, a real mentor, a real trader should do a few different things. Number one, do it all live. Show you the live P&L, show you again how to make money, show you how to trade, show you your entry, show you your exits, everything along those lines. Number two, again, not only showing everything, but also, again, doing it in real time, not buying off screen and then telling, again, other people to buy in after you. No, I want to tell you again before I even buy so we can all do it together, right? So again, let's just make sure we're being smart here, waiting for that next possible move and seeing what's going to be coming on up here next. Let's get ready to rock here. Anything big right now? XAGE, we're still waiting for like 875. BLMZ, no. CYCC, no. PLRZ. PLRZ still watching to see if that's going to spike. No. Traders, anything big over on, again, the Fox Runner alerts? As of now, again, we know the top gainers, KAPA dumped on down. XAGE, we're waiting for around $9. PLRZ still has a little bit of a chance. And INKT, we're waiting for that $35 break. All right. Also, we did have inflation. Just a little heads on up, guys. Inflation rises to 2.7%. I haven't taken a look at the S&P 500 just yet. But if inflation is rising, usually that leads to the market falling. And as you guys can see right here, we are having a little bit of a pullback. Now, little side note, we are having a pullback after hitting brand new record highs. We're having a pullback after hitting brand new record highs right here. So we have to see how much more is going to be coming on up? How much more spiking? How much more ripping? How much more running? How much more climbing is going to be coming on up out of the S&P 500 right here? And again, is the S&P 500 going to continue this bull market rally, right? And, you know, if we scroll on down to the bottom, like this was going around, I believe on like social media yesterday, but what was this? It says, is this bull market repeating the late 1990s bull market? So for anyone who does not know, we had a bull market from around 1996 all the way up towards around 2001. And in 2001, we had the dot-com bubble. But we had about a 5-year bull rally. Take a look at what, again, the S&P 500 or SPX has been doing compared to 1998. It's almost following it identical. Now, is this just a coincidence? Do we have another 2 years of bull runs and 2 more years of highs? I hope so. But you know what? It's just a little food for thought. It's just just something fun to kind of throw out there. Just say, wow, we're following this very closely. Is it just like, oh, we're just adding squiggly lines over other squiggly lines? Or again, does it go into cycles and actually follow, again, strict patterns in a way? So we will see what we get. But obviously, it's definitely fun to watch. It's definitely fun to look at. And, could there be another 2-year rally of bulls before, again, we do get that pullback? Hey, potentially, right? We'll see what we get. Also, I went over this a little bit earlier, guys, but I do love to just absolutely stress this, right? I love to absolutely stress this. How much money should you have saved up for your retirement? Retirement is huge. And as I said, I wish if I could go back to the age of 18 years old, I would tell my 18-year-old self, hey, when you start making money, start maxing out your 401k every single year. Hey, take money. I know you're only 18, 19, 20, 21 years old. But again, if you take some funds and you just start maxing out your 401k every single year, you are going to be in an amazing position. You're going to be able to retire when you're 50 years old. You know what, guys? I think like probably a lot of other people, they don't want to work a 9-to-5 job until they die. People want to work maybe until they're 50, maybe until they're 60, maybe until they're 65. And then you want to be able to be set for the rest of your life. So the thing is, start thinking about this right now. Don't have these numbers scare you. Have these numbers motivate you if you are not there. So by the age of 30, you should have 1 times your annual salary saved up. So a lot of times, again, companies, 401ks, they offer it and they say, hey, we could take 5, 6, 7% of your salary and put it away in a 401k. Now imagine this. Imagine if you did that for 5 years. Now imagine if the S&P 500 or whatever you invested in over 5 years gave you your average returns. Over a 5-year period, let's say you started when you're 24, 25 years old, guess what? You would have not only the appreciating stock or the ETFs or whatever, but you would again be solely adding again your salary into this 401k. By 30, you should have 1 year of your salary saved up for retirement. 35, 2 years. 40, 3 years. So it's kind of like every 5 years, it would be okay, another annual salary every 5 years, because you would have probably 10%, 8%, 7% of your salary of 5 years of going into your 401k, plus the stock market moving up 10, 15% a year, which is going to, again, be able to double that up every 5 years. Now, again, you can also see by Fidelity, here's a little bit of different numbers here, right? By the age of 30 to 34, you should have $45,000 saved up in your retirement. By the age of 40 to 44, $109,000 saved up in your retirement. 50 to 54, $199,000 saved up for retirement. So guys, where do you fall in at this level? Where are you at this time? The average 401k balance by age, 25 to 34, 37,000, right? Let's see what we have right here. 25 to 34, they have, again, 37,000. That's kind of, similar to Fidelity in a way, a little off, but again, very different. And take a look here. Are you at your number? Now, if you're above that number, incredible. If you're exceeding that number, amazing. If you guys are at that number, keep up the good work. And if you're saying to yourself, man, I haven't done anything yet, just think about it right now. You are making money. Don't be someone that when they're 70 years old saying, I have to still work a 9-to-5 job, right? We don't want that. I don't want that for you. So the thing is, start thinking about that now, right? I started opening up a retirement account when I was 28. I wish I did it way earlier. So again, 27, 28 is when I started up my retirement account, right? I'm 31 at this moment. So I've been doing it for the last 3 to 4 years. The thing is, I wish I did it when I was 20. I wish I did it when I was 21. Because the earlier you start on up, the more money you're going to make. And it's not difficult. Just put it over into, again, a retirement account. Let it grow. Let it do its thing. Talk to a financial advisor. So that's what it's all about right there. Joey, Deck, I'm not seeing those 401 tables in my Fox Runner. Where is that? Again, all you got to do is click this right here. News alerts. News alerts on the sidebar. And then, of course, you get to scroll on down. So again, news alerts on the sidebar, scroll on down. Make sure you're on the correct date as well, July 15th. And again, you can scroll on down to the very bottom, and that's where you have kind of like the 401k article, the S&P 500, the earnings schedule. So always, again, check out the news alerts every single day. That's where it's at. Right now here, team. Make sure you're all good here. That's pretty cool, Smud. Smud, again, throwing that out there. Thank you for the heads on up, saying the best performing stocks in the S&P 500. Let's see what we have here. So we have the best performing stocks in the S&P 500 over the last 5, 10, 15, and 20 years. Cool article. You mind if I share this? Last 5 years, last 10 years, the last 20 years. Look at this, guys. Over the last 5 years, NVIDIA has been near the top. Over the last, again, look at this, 10 years, NVIDIA is at the top. Over the last 20 years, 15 years, NVIDIA is at the top, and last 20 years, NVIDIA is at the top. That's kind of crazy. Over the last 20 years, over the last 10 years, over the last 15 years, over the last, again, 5 years, NVIDIA is either 111 or number 2. SMCI beat it once. That's pretty funny. That's pretty cool. Right now, team, SPY starting to pull on down here a little bit. SPY starting to fall on down here a little bit. Joey, I would say send him an email if you don't see it for some reason. Or again, make sure you have the latest version. You might be on an older version then. So make sure you have the newest version so that you're all set, ready to go. At this time, though, team, come on. Come on now. Are we just not seeing any sort of breakouts just yet? Are we not seeing any sort of spike? Are we not seeing any sort of run? PLRZ, guys, starting to get a little action. Now, Deck, how high is PLRZ going to get up to? Everyone take a look right now. Let's figure this out together. We might have a trade. There might be an opportunity here. PLRZ, Deck, where can we get up to? Number one area would be, again, this green squiggly line that's coming on down. That's the 13 EMA. And the only reason I'm this tight into it is because if I go bigger, we won't even be able to see those numbers. So those numbers are kind of disappearing because, again, the chart is so, like, reverse stock split out. So this play has changed its price so many different times we can't even see, like, the current date. So I have to scrunch this so close together just to try to figure out what's happening here. So I would say if this play could ever pop up near that 13 EMA of around the 145 area, that's where, again, PLRZ could be a good opportunity. Okay? CYCC, still trying to spike on up here a little bit. PLRZ, though, I would say that 145 to 150 would probably be the best area. Let's see if PLRZ just has some shares available to short. Let's see if, again, we can get ourselves involved on a trade, make a little bit more than $350 today, guys. Because, again, everyone say out loud, what is $350? Everyone say it on 3. 1, 2, 3. Peasant money. Oh, did everyone say that on 3? Again, if we make under $500 in a day, we are again making, say it on 3, 1, 2, 3, peasant money. Okay. Okay, hold on. We're maybe getting a little carried away. I like the mindset. I like the mindset, guys. But again, all green is good. All green is good. All green is good. All profits are good. PLRZ is starting to turn right back on down. I just think the word peasant's funny. Right now here, team. Let's see. Stories. Deck, is the guy from Cobra Trading going to show us how to use hotkeys? We can definitely ask him. So yes, guys, in the matter of 14 minutes, we are having their top rep, basically the man who knows the platform in and out, show us all special orders. I think today's a perfect day for that. I think this worked out beautiful. So again, you guys know I use Cobra. I will again rep and love Cobra right here, just because they are so fantastic. It's hard for me not to speak so highly on the equipment that I use, because again, the equipment that I use make me so much money. Like, so for instance, I again made $350 today shorting Kappa. Most other brokers didn't have Kappa to short. So that's why, again, I rep Cobra so hard and give them, again, their kudos, because it's almost like a thank you. Hey, thank you for making me so much money. That's why I want everyone to go over and use Cobra. Deck, why do you use Foxrunner so hard? Because again, Foxrunner literally just tells me where to look every day. The reason why I promote Foxrunner so hard every single day, because it's more of a thank you. Thank you, Foxrunner, for literally giving me the answers every single day. You guys are fantastic. Why do I like Trade Ideas so much? Because I see everything moving the moment that they start going on big spikes and big rips and big runs. The moment I use Trade Ideas for the last few years is because they, again, help me make so much money. Thank you, Trade Ideas. Remember, if you want to, again, just all I use is 3 things. That's all I use. I use 3 things, guys, and that is literally it. I use, again, Cobra Trading, I use Foxrunner, and I use Trade Ideas, right? And if you guys use the word Dekmar trades for all of them, you guys get discounts. So again, Cobra right there. Foxrunner, you already get a free 30-day pass. Foxrunner, free 30-day pass. Boom. And then again, Trade Ideas. If you guys type in the word Dekmar trades with Trade Ideas, you guys also get, I think, 30% off. Trade Ideas. Again, promo code, always again, Dekmar trades. And again, it depends on their sale. Sometimes they go 30% to 20% on Trade Ideas. But I just want to throw that out there. Those are the 3 things I have. Those 3 things, that's all you need. You don't need anything else. Those are the 3 things. Deck, what do you think about a short over on CYCC? Again, CYCC, we nailed the initial short. What if this play keeps on moving? Well, did CYCC get cheaper shorts here? Let's see here, guys. Could CYCC ever get cheaper shorts here? CYCC, let's just say I want to do 1,000 shares. Deck, let's see, 1,000 shares. Inquire all. Right now, CYCC, 1,000 shares are available. Let's take a guess right here. Take a guess. How expensive are they going to be? With CYCC moving up higher, I'm going to say 1,000 shares is going to be $200. CYCC, I'm going to say $210. This is a guess. Locate lowest. Let's see what we have. It is going to cost us $250. So 1,000 shares cost $250. So what does that mean, ladies and gentlemen? Think about it as how much would you need the stock to move to make your money back? Right now, if you short CYCC, you would need a 25-cent drop, $250, 25-cent drop on 1,000 shares to make back your money. Now, that would be for everything. If I wanted to do 2,000 shares, right? 2,000 shares, guys. It doesn't matter how many shares I go after. Guess what? It would still be 25-cent drop. So this would be a 500 amount. $500, guess what? If I had a 25-cent drop with 2,000 shares, that's a $500 profit. So again, it doesn't matter if it's 1,000 shares, 2,000 shares, or 20,000 shares. It's you need a 25-cent drop to make back your profit. Now, if you are a trader saying, Dek, CYCC has gone from the price of $4 to $7. I think I'd make back over 25 cents. Then it's worth it to go ahead and pull the trigger. Now, a lot of times, guys, fees will not be this expensive. It's just CYCC is just such a well-known pump and dump play that it's probably going to give back all of its gains, right? So that's why, again, it's just like it's very high demand. It's very high demand at this moment. All right, here. Dek, do you know if Cobra has a mobile app? I am not sure. I am not sure at this time if they have a mobile app. Right now here, team XAGE. I want to see if we can get, a nice trade in. And then, guys, we'll probably have 30 minutes with Cobra. 30 minutes with Cobra rep. And then we'll see if we have anything else after that. Guys, smash that thumbs up right now. Everyone, again, if you guys want to, you guys can smash that thumbs on up. You guys can take a screenshot if you want to. Let's get ourselves pumped. Dek, how was Friday at the NASDAQ? Friday was awesome. Again, if I didn't see you guys yesterday, Friday was an absolute blast. I had such a fun time, and it was so cool. It really was. I've never been out there before. I was never able to experience that. So to be able to be there at the NASDAQ, at the closing bell, to be able to be part of it. Did anyone watch it? Anyone watch it? I was, again, the thing is, I was trying to get to the middle. I was trying to I was trying to get to the middle, but the thing is, they basically had, the owners of YieldMax ETF there, and then they had like the family and friend and heavy investors there, and then it was like I was a little bit after. So I couldn't like scooch my way over to the middle during the actual closing bell, like the live on TV. But the thing is, like, you could see me, right there clapping. I was I was bringing the energy. I was getting excited. I was fired up about it. I was, get myself going, but just being there at the NASDAQ and, being able to enjoy it and being able to have some fun, that was absolutely awesome to just be part of the closing bell experience right there and to be able to do that. So that was a really good time. Also, I realized, they were taking pictures and, you know what? They took my picture right here and all of a sudden I was up on Times Square. Next thing you know, I'm up at Times Square right here on the NASDAQ building. Just me. And I'm like, what the heck is happening? What the heck is going on at this moment? So it was really fun. It was really cool. I had some people be like, Dek, that's not real. You photoshopped that. No, I didn't. How am I photoshopping this? Literally, again, I was at the NASDAQ. They took a picture of me standing on up there. And again, they threw it up on the Times Square board. So, that was really cool to be able to see as well. And it was an awesome, awesome experience. And just being invited out there to be part of the closing bell on TV was so awesome. So make sure we are all good here. Right now, we have CYCC watching and waiting. CYCC still spiking. Guys, CYCC still spiking, still moving itself on up. Now, 10:09 in the market. Now, the thing is, CYCC, this is a play, right? CYCC, this is a play from $4 to $8. I do not feel comfortable going long on a play that is a well-known pump and dump. I do not feel comfortable going long on a play that once it does start turning, it's going to dump and collapse and give everything back. Now, with that being stated, Dek, could I make money on it on the long side? 100%. Like, team, this could go up to $10 plus. Like, if you're asking me what's the next resistance line, the next resistance line is the old spiking high. The next reasonable and feasible resistance line is going to be the old spiking high at 1020. 1020 is the next target. So, Dek, why don't you jump in on it? Because I do not feel comfortable jumping in on a stock that I know dumps on down that's already up 147%. Just because it can go up to 1020 doesn't mean it will. I'm just saying that is where it could potentially get up to if this buying volume continues, if this momentum continues, if traders keep pushing this play on up even higher and higher and higher. So just make sure that you guys are aware of that and are set on it. If you want to jump in on it, it seems like it's just getting halted over and over and over again. I do want to see INKT, unfortunately, not doing it for us. INKT never got above that $35 mark. XAGE, no. KAPA, PLRZ, GRO, RAPT, IXHL, little bit of a spike, FT, ZEPP, GDZG. All right, team. I think right now, let's get the Cobra rep over here. What do you guys think? You guys think, again, we get that all set, ready to rock and roll? We have ourselves a little meeting. Also, traders, what this meeting is going to be all about is teaching you special orders, stop losses, trailing stop losses, buy stops, hotkeys, wanting to be able to teach you how to be able to do that, okay? So again, how many people here, let me ask you guys this question real quick. How many people here feel like maybe when you do a limit order, you're kind of missing out on things? How many people here feel like when they do a market order, they're getting a bad entry? How many people here don't even know how to set a stop loss? How many people here have issues with that type of? So I want to make you super confident with that. So I want to make sure you guys are all set, ready to rock. Every single person is dialed on in, and you guys are fired on up to be able to learn and watch and, you know, bring questions. That's what we want. Like, I try to set up these meetings and be able to take time out of these people's days to be able to say, hey, you know what? Yeah, you know, that's no problem whatsoever. Like, let's ask questions. Let's make sure, again, we use this time valuably. So I'm going to bring this on over, bring him on from Cobra here, and we will be all set, ready to rock and roll. Testing. Yeah. All right, cool. So let's do this right here and right now. No breaks. Let's just keep the party going. Why not, right? Let's just keep the party going. We don't need no breaks. Let's just keep this thing going even more and more and more. All right, so I just sent them the link. Once they jump on, we will be all set, ready to go. Little side note, you will only be able to hear him, though, little heads on up, through the YouTube link. So if you guys are using Pro Trading Room, you guys will not be able to hear him. So again, make sure you switch on over to, again, YouTube, at least just for this interview, so that you guys are all set and we can learn a little bit more about that. All right? So let's make sure we are all ready to rock, all ready to go. Guys, little heads on up. CYCC is live right now. CYCC, quick little open, and now again starting to get a little bit of a drop, back on down, starting to fade, starting to get a little bit weaker. So CYCC, let's see what happens here. This is going to be a little bit of an interesting play, as we know. Guys, look at CYCC. Dek, how high can CYCC go up to? 1020. 1020 pre-market high is going to be the target. Now, Dek, like, look at this thing go. $9. Is anyone just munching on some risky biscuits right now saying, Dek, I'm going on the long side? Is there anyone right now saying, hey, Dek, I'm going crazy. I'm pulling the trigger. I don't care. Dek, I know, again, it's risky, but I want to gamble. If that's your mindset, hey, all the power to you. I hope, again, you crush it. I hope it goes all the way up to 1020. But again, don't fall in love with the gamble. Don't fall in love with, again, doing things that are going to be a little bit tricky from time to time. It looks like CYCC is still trying to rip and run. 1020 is the next target. 919, the next halt area. So we would probably get halted one more time before we even get up towards around that 1020-ish area. Now, Dek, is there any chance that shorts have become less expensive? Probably not, but we can always double check. Locate lowest. Let's see what we have here. Right now, traders, oh my. If I want to short 2,000 shares over on, again, 2,000 shares on CYCC, it's going to cost me $1,000. So right now, it's now costing me nearly what? It's now costing me 50 cents. So you are going to have to make back 50 cents before you get any sort of profit. Okay? And that's, again, Cobra is probably giving us the cheapest amount of shorts. So Cobra is probably giving us the cheapest amount of shorts right here. Does anyone else, like, what are you guys getting? So for 1,000 shares, it's $500. 2,000 shares, it's nearly $1,000 right here. It's just because everyone is shorting CYCC. But with everyone shorting CYCC, it's actually leading towards a little bit of a short squeeze. You know what I mean? So here it comes. We got up towards around that 1020-ish mark. We'll see how high this one is going to keep on getting up towards, and we will go from there. We are waiting again for David to be able to jump on. Once David jumps on, we're going to be doing an interview, learning more about, again, these special orders. And to be frank with you, I want to hear about some special orders. I want to be able to be all set, ready to go. I want to be able to learn about how to set hotkeys, to be able to do special bracket orders. I want to be able to learn about, trailing stop losses. I want to be able to learn about buy stop orders, how to be able to set an entry and an exit at the same time. I want to be able to learn about that stuff. You know what I mean? So the thing is, I think that's going to be extremely helpful and extremely awesome for everyone because, to be frank with you, guys, you know what I do? I set limit orders. Get filled on a limit order, then I go over to a market order to get out. Now, that's great. That works for me. But is there something that maybe I'm missing out on profit? Instead of making, let's say, $400 a trade, could I, again, maximize that and make $480 a trade? Am I leaving some money on the table by maybe doing market orders? Am I leaving money on the table by, again, having big spreads and maybe, again, having a little slippage? Is there something I can clean up and be able to maybe make an extra $100 a day by having better entries and exits? That's like what I want to learn here. Guys, here comes CYCC. 1020 would be my target for you. 1020 next target. Now remember, we had the first red candle. We nailed the first red candle. Now obviously this is unfortunately just mental trades because it's just too expensive to short. But the thing is 1020 would be the next one to be able to short. Little heads on up. So no trades there. And INKT right here. INKT starting to give it all on back. So INKT starting to give it all on back. INKT a little too weak. CYCC still number one. Kappa still a little weaker. PLRZ. IXHL, it's only a 30-cent stock. GRO, RAPT, ZAPP. Guys, every single trader right now is saying, screw it, I'm buying CYCC. As of now, the mob, aka the majority of buyers, right? That's an acronym that I kind of just came up with, 7 years ago? The mob, the majority of buyers, the people that are here wanting to make money. Where's the mob going? The mob right now is saying, hey, Dek, I know CYCC is up 200%. I know CYCC is a stock that spikes and dumps. I know CYCC is a stock that is heavily shorted. I know CYCC is a play that's high risk and high reward. But Dek, you know what? I'm just going to jump in and just see if it can go up a little bit higher. Not my type of trading. But again, if that's what you want and you understand the risks, go for it. Like that's just like, the thing is, team, you don't need to replicate everything I do. I'm, again, a very conservative trader in a risky market. Now, what does that mean? I am very conservative, whereas I only short at highs. I have a stop loss where I have a lot of reward. I like to short at highs. I like to short on stocks that are spiking on up. I like to short on plays that are, again, extremely overbought and have a stop loss above it with all reward on down. I personally do not find success buying stocks already up 200%. I personally do not find success getting involved in plays after they have already ripped and run and now coming up to pre-market highs. So if you are okay with that, pull the trigger. But that's just not my strategy. So right now, CYCC, unfortunately, again, I would be shorting this play. Anything above that $10 at 1020 mark, as you guys know. But unfortunately, right now, it is still trying to fight, still trying to hold. If you guys did pay for shorts, and you guys are saying, hey, Dek, I got to make 50 cents out of this play, 50 cents is doable. Especially as the stock gets bigger and bigger and bigger, 50 cents is definitely doable to make back your fee. Right now, team, 1004. Again, my target would be 1020. If I were you, 1020, then the reversal. Let's see if I'm correct. There's 1030. Let's see if I'd be correct here or if I would be in trouble. Little heads up. Dek, you are not shorting this? No, I am not, because the fee is $1,000 for me to get 2,000 shares. If I was going to pull the trigger, I'd be in right now with an average cost basis of 1020. Let's see if I would win. Let's see if I would lose. But that's what I would do. Now, again, I am not in on this. I want to make that perfectly clear, but I am testing myself to see, are we going to reverse? Dek, could this be one of the train tracks? Has so much momentum, it's going to take a little bit before it reverses. You could 100% be correct there. Dek, if you're in at 1020, where would you get out? I would say 1060. If it hits 1060, I would have my stop loss be hit. So if I got at 1020, that would again be my entry. 1060, where my stop loss would be hit, where I'd move on. So it's at 1057 right now. 1060. Right next to it, I'd be like maybe 50% out. Let's see if it reverses here soon. I want to see if it gets that reversal and dump. I want to see if we get that crack back underneath $10. Right now, it's still holding, guys. And again, I'm speaking with no money in this trade. I cannot make this any more clear. I will not buy CYCC. I would love to short CYCC, but I cannot short CYCC when the stock is already when the stock's fees are just too much. Let's double check right here, guys. 2,000 shares. Inquire, trying to get again some sort of entry that I can get. Locate the lowest amount. And what do we have right here, guys? Oh my, traders! If I want to short 2,000 shares right now, it now costs $3,500. Traders. This is how expensive the shorts are becoming on CYCC. 2,000 shares. I could buy a used Honda Civic. I could buy a used Honda Civic right now. How insane is that to think about? That is how wild, again, these shares are at this time over on CYCC. But hey, David, I believe we got you live right here, buddy. You just joined on in. Let me turn up the volume. Are you there? Can I just get a little mic check from you?
All right. Can you hear me?
I can. I'm going to move myself out of the way. Hey, thanks for joining us today. I appreciate you jumping on and helping out everyone that's watching and tuned in. So thank you for taking the time to be able to do this.
Yeah, of course. My pleasure. All right. I will disclaim I hardly use Zoom. So we're going to.
No, you're fine. Don't even worry about that. It's again, as I kind of wrote out before, we all see you, we all hear you. The only thing I guess we'd want from you is if you could be able to share your screen so we can kind of be able to follow along and kind of learn from you. And what I think a lot of people, traders here are going to have questions, and if that's basic questions or more advanced questions, but I know a lot of us are wanting to be able to explore the DOS platform in a little bit more of an advanced manner. Like we want to be able to see kind of maybe those special orders or stop losses or bracket orders or trailing stops or anything that is a little bit more advanced than just setting a market and limit order. I think a lot of us and a lot of our trades where we're maybe getting, we're making some good cash, but maybe we're getting a little slippage doing a market order, or maybe again we're a little behind on a trade here or there. So what orders or maybe what special things can we do, even if that's setting up hotkeys to maximize our profits? And that's what we're looking for today.
Yeah, sounds good. Sounds good. So it says, okay, when I click share, I think you have to allow me to share.
Oh, let me get you.
Glad to start.
There you go. Try now.
Let's see. All right, cool. 1 second. All right. Can you see my DAS?
Yes, we can. I'm going to minimize myself, so it's all you here, buddy. So yeah, let's kind of anything that's kind of off off your thoughts right off the rip right here. Anything that maybe you enjoy or other people enjoy on a little bit more of advanced DOS platforms, or just even if that's not even orders, but like you're like, hey, I know a lot of people would benefit from this. That's what we want to be able to hear, because we've been using Cobra now for the past month, and for me, it has been excellent. It has exceeded every single expectation, and really, we just want to go deeper into it. So the floor is yours. We just want to be able to sit back and be students to you.
You know what? Let me pull the chat up too, just in case if anybody has a question. All right. So what I'm going to start with is just a little bit more basic, but nothing too basic, and then we'll get a little bit more advanced as we go. So as everybody should know, on the top left right here is your short locate window. That's where you grab the locates, montage, is what DAS calls the level 2 order entry. Here is the position. Mine's going to look a little bit different than yours because I am quoted as a manager, but this would be where you see your positions. Where I see your positions, you would have either an orders and a position manager on 2 separate windows, most likely. This right here where it says routes, I would highly recommend that you actually keep this window open. A lot of people don't know about it. What this shows here is that every route is actually working. So in the very, very slim chance that a route actually goes down, it will not be highlighted, okay? So if you see that, let's say like an order's not going through and you're on the ARCA E exchange and this is not highlighted, that means that there is some shortage in that actual route that is happening at that time. So we highly advise route away as soon as possible, and you can visually see what actually is working at that time. That, I believe, is under trade route status. Okay, so that's just a little extra tidbit if you guys want to put that on your screen. Totally recommended. You don't have to, but I keep it up, especially being the broker. We need to make sure that all the routes are up and running at all times. So would definitely recommend that. And then this would be the positions in my demo account. And then this right here, this is something that the admin has. I will be giving myself shares. This is the same thing when you come in and you chat us and say, hey, do you have 1,000 shares of XYZ? we actually just manually locate them right here. So actually, let me just do this really quick, just in case. Okay, cool. So I would also, I'm just gonna give you some suggestions that I personally do with my DAS. On the order entry window, I prefer the full layout. So if you right click, go to style and click full, that way you'll see every button here, the sell, short, cancel, replace, and buy, as opposed to just a few less buttons. This gives you every single capability that you can on the order montage. Okay. Now, we'll do this. So I would also recommend doing the grid here on the short locate. There's a lot of features that you can edit on the short locate window by right clicking on the header, short locate, and then you can change a bunch of stuff on here. I recommend the grid style. It's easier to see after you inquire for a locate than clicking and holding down and actually visibly looking at every single line. To me, this grid just makes it a lot easier. So let's just say I wanted to inquire about 5,000 shares of GRO. Inquire all. It literally just lists every single locate at that price. You can scroll down and see it. Okay. Now, this is what we really, really recommend. It'll save you some clicks. I'm not sure if everybody does this now, but I just want to go over it because there are imperative steps to do this the most accurate way as possible. So as you can see here, we have plenty of locates, 14 locates. And obviously what everybody wants to do is always purchase the cheapest locate to be able to make more money. So we can see locate 3 is 0008. So we most likely want to take from that. But if you don't want to do any extra steps after inquiring by actually having to type in numerous times and clicking a bunch of different buttons, after you click inquire all, which you always want to do, that's imperative, you want to click your locate lowest button here. You need to make sure that you have a share quantity in the locate shares. This is just for inquiring. So let's say we wanted to locate 5,000 shares of GRO. Once we click inquire all, it's going to go off the last inquiry and we're going to click this locate lowest button. If you do not have a max price that you want to purchase the locates at, you can cancel out of this right away and it will give you this great screen here that will tell you, look, 5,000 shares at 0008, it's only going to cost $4. Boom, you just hit OK. It does all of the math for you, basically, and just captures the lowest. If it will also do multiple locates, if you have a quantity that, if like locate 3 only had 2,000, it would fill on locate 3, 2,000, and the rest at the lowest after that. So that's a pretty neat thing. I'm not going to press OK here because I don't want to actually purchase the locates in this account. But this would be the recommended way to always try to get the most valuable price for your locates, and it's a lot less clicks than having to actually locate the order, choose what route, and so forth. So I hope everybody's using that. If not, we can always touch base more on that, and I can go through it again as well. But the locate lowest button, they probably gave this feature, I don't know, maybe like 2 or 3 upgrades ago. So it's fairly new, but it's amazing. Now, when you're on the montage window here, make sure that if you ever want to see a chart, you grab an anchor and anchor it to that chart. Meaning, if I wanted to look at AMD, now my chart changes because it's anchored to this particular montage window, okay? You can have multiple montage windows with multiple charts as long as the anchor is anchored to that chart. That chart will replicate whatever orders you do on that montage, okay? Now, this S right here stands for shortable. You can always hold down and it will tell you symbol is shortable, AKA easy to borrow, no need to locate, obviously AMD, fairly big company. So let's go back to GRO, okay? GRO is obviously hard to borrow. I'm going to give myself in my trading account 5,000 shares. Okay. So there's a few different ways that you can do this. Let's just go over some routes here really quick. I won't go through every single list. Once you become a Cobra client, or if you are already a Cobra client, it is highly recommended you go over your DAS welcome email because either myself or my team will give you a detailed list of every single route, a small like synopsis of what one does and their operational hours. Okay, it will go over pricing and rebates. So, as we all love, we love making money and getting money. So the two most popular routes that that our traders use are free 25 and Rev 25. And if you're designated as a professional, we also have a Pro 20. Okay. You won't see that on here because my trading account is designated as a retail trader, but you would just see Pro 20 here, L or M, which stands for limit or market. Okay. So the reason why these routes are the most popular routes are because they're completely free for sub-dollar stocks, which is basically unheard of before these routes came out. And you would get a 0.0025 rebate for trading a stock over $1 for adding liquidity, or it's completely free for removing liquidity. For the professionals, it would be a 0.0020 rebate, okay? So we'll choose Rev 25 limit. Now, again, if you don't want to actually use, always have to click Rev 25, because when you put a new stock in on your montage, because of the way DAS is set up, it's going to default to whatever you have as a default route. So mine's going to default to market. I will quickly show you how to do this to keep whatever direct route you want as a default. Is if you go to setup, order templates, you can choose here what route you want your montage to actually default to. So every time I put in a new stock, if I change that to a free 25, it will not divert back to market. Okay?
David, real quick, can you tell us why we'd want like a free 25 one more time? Or what is the purpose of that, or the Rev? Just a little bit more detail. Like,
yeah, sure.
Should every trader just like not use limit or market orders and do free 25 or Rev 25? Like, just so I even have more clarity.
Yeah, for sure. So when you're market, okay, what you're doing is you're smart routing, and what that means is it's going to give you the most quick and effective way to fill your order, but it's going to choose any route for you. So that's going to most likely come with a charge. So other than promotions aside, you're going to have your commission charge from Cobra Trading, and then depending on how you route, you're going to have a routing fee, which is also known as ECNs. Okay. So when you're using limit or market, you're subjecting yourself to basically any ECN, because if it fills on, X route, X route might charge you that certain, whatever percent or amount that it charges for adding or taking liquidity. With free 25 and Rev 25, those are two different providers that act exactly the same on their fee structure. So basically, what they're doing is you're never going to see an ECN with a free 25 or Rev 25 route, because they put your orders out to different participants that participate in those rebate routes, which is basically almost all of them. And they give you a 0 ECN or a rebate per share of 0.0025, okay, for adding liquidity. Adding liquidity stands for if you're doing a limit order and it stays on the books before it gets filled. So for example, if a stock is going for $5 and you want to sell it for $6, you're on the books until it hits 6. You're adding liquidity to that level 2 in the market. The route is going to know that you're adding that liquidity. Once you get filled, you'll get that rebate. Okay. If you take liquidity from the market, which is either hitting the bid, the ask, or marketing into that position, you're taking from that level 2. Most routes will charge you for taking liquidity, where Rev 25 or free 25 will be completely free and you will not get charged for that. So they are the most popular routes. I would honestly say probably 95 to 98% of our clients use them. They're very effective. They are open full session, so from 4 a.m. until the end of post market. So you can take advantage, excuse me, of the full market session by using those routes. There's really no other difference between them except for the fact that they're two providers. So again, in the slim chance that, let's say, free 25 goes down for whatever reason, you can always use Rev 25 and still capitalize on that rebate.
Now, question
Okay.
though, is it a limit order or a market order?
So it depends. So see on the end of each direct route, it's going to say L or M. Okay. So depending on how you want to route that, if you want to route that as a market order or a limit order, you can do either on that particular route.
Cool. So basically, you're just saying this is a free way to be able to get past ECNs, and you could just do a limit
Yep.
order free 25L, or again market order free 25M, and it's just going to save us money.
Exactly. It's going to save you money or you're going to make money, right? If you add liquidity, you'll make money as long as the stock is above $1 that you're trading. If it's below $1 or you're taking liquidity, you're not going to get charged. So it's a win-win, basically,
Okay.
on those two
Well, that
routes.
sounds good.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. I mean, obviously we have a bunch of other routes that might, if like we have ARCA, NASDAQ if you want to home exchange it. But if you are trying to save yourself a little pennies, you can definitely do the free and Rev 25. We have not had any complaints on fill or accuracy. Obviously, we have great relationship with the routes. If you question anything, you live chat us. We directly contact the route and we give you an answer. But I mean, it's a great way because if you're just subjecting yourself to limit or market, you're gonna rack up yourself in fees that you're probably not even realizing how much you can save. Okay. Um, no, let's do this. So I know stops are also a great way to mitigate risk. So I
Yeah.
will have to say,
A lot of traders wanted to learn about
stop.
that. Stops, different stops,
Yeah.
buy stops, stop limits, whatever. So any stop lesson that you have right here to mitigate that risk, especially for shorting. What would be different ways to set that on up? We'd love to be able to kind of listen in.
Yeah, for sure. So the way that the stop works, the way that we are integrated with DAS, okay? The only reason why I say that is because DAS can be integrated with many different brokerage firms. So there you could see some differences depending on if you use DAS with a different broker. Okay, so you're not crazy if you used it with a previous broker and they're working a little different. Okay, so I can only speak about how they work at Cobra Trading currently. So the stop is an actual particular route that you're going to have to use. Okay, it is a smart route. You cannot choose the difference. Like you cannot put a stop order on free 25, for example. You will have to use solely the stop route in order for that stop to work accurately. Okay. Now, stops here only work during pre and post, or excuse me, they do not work during pre and post session, only normal session. Okay. Now, stops are a little different in the way that you're going to execute the order. What you would normally do as an opening trade is you would choose your free 25, go through the order, you choose, the quantity, the price, and you choose the action. Okay. With stops, it's a little different. It's backwards. You have to flip it. So what you're gonna do, I'm gonna just give myself really quick a share, a new trading account. Give me one moment. Do let's do 100. What's it at? Here, let's just say it's like at $10. All right. You know what? We're just gonna do this. And you know what? We'll do a free 25 limit on Royal. We'll mark it. Let's do 100 shares, and we'll short that. All right. So I just shorted 100 shares in my demo account. Average cost is 197. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to then try to mitigate any loss. So what I'm going to go over first is just a normal stop route, or excuse me, a stop order. Okay. One side, no profit taking. Okay. So what we can do here, we're going to put the quantity in. I have 100 shares. We're going to change this to stop. Okay. So now we're going to be executing a stop order. What we have to do first is choose the action. Okay. So since I'm short the shares, in order to mitigate my loss, it would be a buy stop to close out. Right. So we're going to click buy. The stop order menu here is going to pop up and you're going to choose your stop type. What's really great is every single time you choose one, it's going to give you a brief description of what that particular stop order does. Okay. Stop markets tend to be a little bit more popular because instead of having two triggers. It's going to have a trigger price, and then it's going to, once that trigger price is hit, it's going to execute at market right away. Okay. So if the stock right now is at 197, let's say I want to mitigate my loss if the stock goes to 205, for example. Okay. Because we don't want it to go up, we want it to go down. So once it hits 205, it will execute a market order and get me out. So after you do this, stop market, you press OK. That should be in there. Here, let me grab.
Yeah, no, this is perfect stuff as well, because it's important that I know a lot of traders that they jump in on plays, and the number one thing is they just either get too emotional or just don't know how to set a stop loss. And I think a lot of people can speak and say out loud, hey, there's been times I've jumped in on plays where I say I'm going to get out at a certain price, and the next thing you know, I'm not out of it because I'm saying, oh, let's just wait a second. Or even worst case scenario, the stock starts squeezing and it starts moving even faster. And maybe I'm not looking. Maybe, again, I walk down the hallway to get a drink of water, whatever it could be. So this is just a great way to be able to, essentially, if you want to control your emotions, you get in an area.
Exactly.
Then, again, you set a stop loss and you could walk away because again, you're only going to lose at worst what you are willing to set. Am I correct?
Right. Exactly. Well, yes. The thing is, though, is that you have to know, like, so we set the trigger at 205. It necessarily does not have to fill at exactly 205. That's when the market order triggers. So if a stock is going kind of parabolic or really fast, it doesn't guarantee a 205 fill, a stop market, because you're executing a market order. But you have to remember, it will execute once it hits 205. So the probability of it hitting 205, is great, but it can fill around that threshold. But it does give you, like you say, a sense of security, knowing that you have a protection in place, that if something comes up, that draws your attention somewhere else real quick, that you have this in place to mitigate any type of loss that you have currently, right? So as you can see here, the status says accepted, which means that it is waiting for the stock to go up to 205, and then it will execute at market. Okay, that's what this SM means here.
And it would be just same exact way, right? So, to get into a short, we go ahead, place our order, we click short or sell, and then to be able to get a stop out, it would be buy, right?
Yep, so you would use the stop route, okay? And then you would hit buy. And then after you hit buy, you'll choose what type of stop you want. So as you can see here, I can just do this too. The open order. So this is the only order I have right now that is currently open. It is labeled as blue because it is a buy order. Buys are blue, unless you customized your settings, but the default buy is blue, sell is red. Doesn't necessarily mean short or long. Legitimately buys blue, sells red. Okay. So what you'll see here is that I am actively trying to buy back and protect my order if it goes up to 205. If it goes up to 205, that will fill, and I will mitigate any type of loss that way. Okay. So you can edit this as well. Double click. It'll go right into the montage / order entry, whatever you want to call this window. And it will automatically pre-fill the amount of shares that you have. And then you can replace that order. RPL stands for replace. Okay. Again, this order manager is going to look a little bit different than yours. I apologize for that. It's just because we have admin privileges. So we have some different types of windows, but for the most part, it's pretty self-explanatory.
No problem. Now, can you go through maybe some of the other ones, such as limit or trailing, and kind of how those work?
Yeah. So I'll cancel this one now. All right. So if I had no status up here, you'll see that this is complete. This is canceled. I'm still short the 100 shares right here in my position manager. Okay. So what we're going to do now, let's do a trailing. Okay. So if we're going to, oh, it keeps doing that. All right. So if we're going to do a trailing stop, again, we're going to choose stop as the route. It's going to be a buy stop because we're short 100 shares. So we're going to want to buy 100 shares, and we're going to click buy. Here's the stop window again, and you choose what stop, trailing. Now, you'll see right now, you can do two types of trailing stops. There's a percentage and there's a dollar amount, okay? You have to read this very carefully. If you wanted it as a percentage, you have to actually put the percent sign at the end. If you wanted it $10, $10 sign. Okay. So what this means is when you're doing a trailing stop, it's going to trail that stock either up or down dependent on the position that you have, right? Or the direction that it's trying to mitigate. Okay. So obviously, up is bad when you short, right? So when you put in a trailing stop on a 10% move, it's going to trail from the highest point from when the order is entered, if that makes sense. So it's going to keep trailing and changing that percentage, depending on how the stock moves. But then if it was to skyrocket up 10% off of its lowest point, that is when it will trigger. So I'll explain that again. The stock right now is at 190. Okay, so that right now is the lowest point that the stock has been at since I will execute this order. All right, so we'll do a trailing stop at 10%. All right, let's do this. Let's put it to open. Okay, now if the stock was to go to, let's say, $1.80, okay, that's lower than $1.90 or 91, so it's going to be 10% from that point forward. Does that make sense?
Yes, it makes sense.
Okay, so just know that
So
the way
it's
trailing
not
stops
it's not
work-
your profit. It's not your investment. It's not you lose when you lose 10%. It's the stock's 10%, not your investment.
Exactly, and it's going to follow it dependent because down is good, right? In this scenario, so it's always going to go off of if you're doing a buy trailing stop, it's going to go off the lowest point, and whatever threshold you chose, which I chose 10%, it's going to be 10% off the lowest point from after that order was executed, right? Or not executed, excuse me. I guess I should say after that order was sent, right? So it's going to follow that stock down, 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 and then once that stock jumps 10% from that lowest point, it will execute a market order and it will get you out at whatever that market price will be. Okay. Same goes for the dollar sign. Okay. If it was $10, it would be $10 from the lowest point, and then vice versa. If you were long shares, it would just flip that.
Yeah.
Off the highest point.
So
if you're
hypothetically,
mitigating.
just thinking about this very quickly. Let's say, what GRO right now. What is that GRO at right now?
So Giro is at 189.
Okay, so it's at 189, and I go ahead and I short, let's say, 3,000 shares over on this play, and you say to yourself, okay, if this play rises at 189 and it goes up 20 cents, I just want to be out. All we would do is just do a trailing stop, money 20 cents from the moment I enter, and we'd be out.
Right, you'd be out at market, right?
Now, would there be any advantage of using that? Let's say of just in saying, well, could I just do a stop? Stop market 20 cents.
Right.
Is there any main difference between?
Because the stop market, you're actually putting in a legitimate price of the stock that you want to get out, right? So like you would have to, with a stop market, you choose the trigger price of the stock. With a trailing stop, you choose a threshold. Does that make sense?
Yes. Now, let me ask you this real quick. Now, we hear, we all hear through the grapevines, I guess, market makers are looking where stops are to make a stock go to one certain area to get liquidity and make it go to the other area. Is using a trailing stop, if you believe or don't believe that or whatever it is, would they show up on those different areas? Does one have an advantage than the other?
So I believe I'd have to double check and I can get back to you, but I believe stops are usually held in-house until they're executed. So what that means, I'm fairly certain. So what that means is, okay, DAS is holding this, right? Because see how it says accepted? It wasn't actually sent out to the market. This order is not going to be sent out into the market until this threshold is actually hit.
So it wouldn't appear on the level 2.
Right. I don't believe it will because it's just held in-house. DAS knows what instructions you gave it, right? And then once that stock hits that instruction, it's going to send it out into the market. So it's not like it's a limit order that you're putting out there and it's going to represent itself on the level 2. This is actually held in-house. Once, whatever it is, if it's a stop market, stop limit, trailing stop, I believe it would not show up on the level 2 because like even right now you would see it would give like another. I think mine will give like a highlight if it was me on one of these,
Okay.
and you're not seeing
For
it.
sure. Let me ask
Yeah,
you
so
this:
it's
what, from your expertise, what is the best way to be able to set a stop loss? Trailing, market, limit, hard. Like what's the best way to do it?
so
Your
I'll
expertise
tell
on what you
you.
see.
So I see the most. I'll tell you the most popular and what I personally think. But again, this is not recommendation. Just have to disclaim
It's
that.
all
But
good.
um, so the most popular is just a general stop market. The reason why a stop market is more popular than a stop limit or a trailing stop is because trailing stops could be great, but again, it's going to constantly be changing. So you're going to have to know that you're not going to know exactly where you're going to get out, especially if, I mean, if it keeps changing, that's good because that means that the stock is moving more in your favor, but you can kind of stop yourself from getting more gains because if you put a 10%, sorry, let's just jump back to trailing real quick. If you put a 10% threshold on a trailing stop on a short, the 10% is going to stay stationary unless you actually edit that percentage. So if you were okay with a 10% loss from your entry point, but now the stock dropped, let's say 10 cents, right? For example, it's going to now be 10% off of that point. And the thing is if the thing goes up a little bit, you're kind of narrowing the amount that you gave it to move because it's still 10% off of the lowest point now and not the point that you entered the stock. Does that make sense?
Yeah. No, I know what you mean.
So if you entered like an actual price, like as a stop market, and I got into this stock at 972, right? Or excuse me, 197, excuse me. So if I remember that I'm at 197 entry point here, and I'm like, okay, I'm cool with it until it hits 205, like earlier, in your brain, okay, 205 is my out, right? As opposed to if this thing went down, 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 then it would keep moving dependent on whatever the lowest price of that stock was. So it really just depends on what you like. I will say that it is more popular to do a stop market. It's easier to remember, especially when you're dealing with a bunch of other things in trading.
Yeah.
Um, I don't necessarily use trailings. Personally, when I dabble in trading, it is still a great way to mitigate, but it's totally up to you on how you
Cool.
want to trade. And
Well,
I don't like to complicate
yeah.
things
No,
in
I
my
don't think
brain,
anyone
and to
does
me,
for
it's a little
sure.
bit
But
complicated.
we have some questions over on YouTube and in chat, and we got about like 8 minutes here before this like Zoom ends. So I'm just gonna kind of hit you with rapid fire, and you could answer, kind of as quickly as you want. That could be just a direct answer, or if you got to show something, it could be nice and quick. So I just want to be able to get all questions answered, especially before the Zoom ends. Sound good, David?
Yeah.
All right. So some questions we have over on Tradecaster as well. It says the built-in hotkey for bracket orders has 20 cents as the plus and minus. Is there a way to change the limits to percentage?
Ooh, so okay. I believe you can just hit percent. Now, I do have to say, Cobra Trading, we don't really advise on hotkeys at all. So most of your hotkey questions, unfortunately, you probably have to direct to Das's live chat, who does a great answer on it. You can try to come in our chat and see, and we have an email that we can send to Das and copy and paste exactly what they say. But most of your questions do have to be directed to Das Trader themselves at dastrader.com, bottom right hand side on their chat. They should be able to answer that within a second. They can even help you kind of put together your own hotkeys. So
Cool. Are free 25L and M just for market and limit, just for confirmation?
yep, you will see on every single direct route, they all end in L and M, limit, market for whatever route you choose.
Awesome. Let me keep going. I live outside the USA. Will Cobra work from other countries? Perhaps I need to use a VPN.
You can use a VPN. We do accept international accounts. It is dependent on wherever you reside. If you chat us in, you can talk to our sales rep, and he will let you know if the country that you are in is capable of opening up the Cobra Trading account.
How do you lock in the routing?
Locked in, like lock in this?
I guess so. Like, yeah. How do you make it a default again to, let's say, make 25L?
Yep, no problem.
Yeah.
So you're going to go to setup order templates, and you're going to choose right here what you would like to default it at. Apply to all. Okay.
Does this work as well with Venom?
No. Well, okay, no. So Venom uses Trader Workstation as their default platform. You can integrate DAS with Venom, but that relationship would be solely between you and DAS because we do not have admin privileges with that. We only have Trader Workstation. Okay. And Trader Workstation does not have many routes. And you can only use whatever IB decides to route if you do decide to integrate DAS. So you will see a lot of restrictions with Venom as opposed to what Cobra Trading offers.
Is free ECN fees also free commissions?
No, so commissions are completely separate. So ECNs is what the route makes. Commission is what Cobra Trading makes. So you will see double charges if you do route with an ECN on top of your commission. Trade account report does a really great job of actually distinguishing between all of your commissions and your P&L and everything. So I would highly recommend looking at that at least by the end of the day.
Does Cobra have a mobile app or is it the DOS app?
So it's the DAS app, and then what you just need to do is come in our chat, ask us what the firm ID is, and then you can type that in, and you'll be able to access your DAS.
What's the purpose of the different tabs in the montage, INT, ARCA? If you select one,
so those are just different level 2. So INAT stands for NASDAQ Total View, and ARCA is ARCA Book. Those are just extra data features. You can actually Google what each of those do. NASDAQ Total View is fairly popular. You can just add that. It's just more in-depth level 2.
Oh. Is there what is the most expensive fee for the routing? Like, is there one to avoid?
I mean, honestly, I don't know off the top of my head. You'll have to. So on our website, there is a table, and if you are already a member of Cobra Trading, on the DAS welcome email, we sent you over an Excel that goes over all of those as well. I'm not really sure off the top of my head.
No worries. All right, I think I got through all of them right there. So wanted to just say at least thank you for jumping on, teaching us about these stops, limits, markets, trailing, giving us a little bit of extra detail right there. And we definitely want to be able to do it again, especially as we discover more about DOS and be able to use you guys even more. But I just want to say thank you so much, David, for taking this 30 minutes and just teaching us.
Yeah, of course. Thank you for having me. Hop on our live chat whenever you have a question. You can specifically ask for me, or any of my team members are great. So I look forward to doing this again with you guys.
Cool. Hey, perfect. Thank you so much. And again, awesome meeting you as well.
Yep. Take care, guys. Bye.
All right. Guys, pretty cool, pretty awesome. Wanted to make sure every single person was good, ready to go. Now, remember here, traders, I do want to be able to bring this on up and show every single person. Right now, I mean, this is, I think things are getting even better and better and better as I speak. Because if you guys have not signed up to Cobra just yet, let's just kind of think about this for a moment. If you have not signed up to Cobra just yet, let's just think about everything that you are getting and what you have right here. I'm going to move myself out of the way here for a second. So what we have is Cobra Trading. For anyone that is hearing my voice right now, you guys are first going to get a free month of a free platform. You don't got to pay for DOS in any sort of way. Everything that comes on DOS is going to be free. Then on top of that, you're going to get 100% off your commissions for that first month. So again, not only is the platform free, but you don't got to pay any sort of commissions. Then on top of that, David just taught us how to be able to get free ECNs using the free limit, free market. So now again, you don't even have to pay the ECN fee. So you don't have to pay the platform. You don't have to pay the commission. You don't got to pay the ECN. And then after the first month, it's 50% off all commissions for life. Plus again, we now know how not to pay the ECN fees. Plus again, all the shorting on top of that. Plus again, everything that we have. So I mean, traders, this basically, it seems like at this point, if you guys go out and sign up to Cobra Trading, you guys are going to be able to get probably one of the most inexpensive platforms out there with the most shorts out there available. So I highly, highly, highly recommend every single person open up a Cobra account. Make sure that you guys are all set. That's who I use. That's how I get all my shorts. And of course, with everything that we have right here, you guys will be all set, ready to go. All right. Traders, there's the link for it. Check it on out, and I suggest everyone go sign on up so that you guys are all good. So again, JW saying, yikes, I just looked. ECNs have been eating up at my profits. Well, now again, you know. Now again, you know how to avoid that. So I think that was pretty awesome to be able to see that, if you have just been using straight market or limit orders, just like I have, we're throwing away money for no reason. So guess what? Guess what I'm going to be using from now on? Not limit or market. I'm just going to go to free limit, free market. So, I mean, if we didn't just have that little meeting right there, I mean, we would still be just throwing away money for no reason. Now, again, free limit, free market. How great is that? How cool is that? How simple is that? So yeah, absolutely, guys. How many people, again, start making money in their trading and all of a sudden their commissions are gone? Take advantage of that. Take advantage of that sale. Make sure you guys are signing on up so that you guys are all good. Guys, pretty crazy. CYCC, $4 up towards, again, $18 now. And now I don't even want to look at how expensive these shares are about to be. So we are all set here, ready to go here. And let's see what we got. Locate order. Ding, 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 ding. How much is it? Wow, guys. So right now, 2,000 shares are costing $2,000, I think. That is pretty expensive. Locate lowest here. Let me see. Yeah, 2,000 shares are costing $2,000. Honestly, you know, honestly and obviously, I'm not going to pay that much. JW Deck, can you open yours and see what you have for your ECN fees? Oh man, I don't even know. Can you? Where do I even do it? Can you open up yours? Trade account report. I will do that as long as it doesn't show any of my personal information. Trade account. Again, I don't mind showing you guys. Trade log? No. Trade. Let me see right here. Orders, executions, format. I'm just going to click everything and kind of hope that it's what you want. So I'm not sure what's... hold on a second. Again, what am I supposed to be clicking here, guys? Export data to a file. Orders, executions. Export. Do something. So I don't mind, again, showing you guys all my P&Ls. I don't mind in any sort of way. And trade. Trade. Reports. Second to the bottom. Just total ECN fees. Account report. $3,000 made today. $330. So my ECN fee today was $10. So my ECN fee today was $10. So that's kind of where I'm at this moment here. Account report under trade pull down. I'll get it, guys. I'm looking for this. I'm trying my best. Because I'm always, again, I don't ever want to hide anything. I always want to be able to show you guys absolutely everything. Again, that's what I make sure I'm always showing. Right now, I apologize. I can't, if you're looking for my total. I mean, my total for today, my total ECN fees for today was $10. So, I mean, even just throwing away $10, we don't need to throw away $10. So let's just use the free 25, right? Free 25. Why not? Guys, CYCC, obviously number one. CYCC, best play. CYCC, number one stock right here. All right. Do I got to turn up the mic here a little bit? I will. No problem. Is that a little bit louder for you? So traders, right now at this time, let's run through this together. It's 11 o'clock. It seems like as of now, we're not going to be able to get any sort of trades. Why? Just because, number one, I've already made a trade today, $350. I don't need to, again, overtrade. Number two, the only trade I truly like today is CYCC, but it cost me $2,000 to short this play. I'm not going to pay that. I'm just not going to. Everything else is pretty much done with. Everything else is a little bit weaker. How's INKT looking? INKT, nope, not there. We do have a little bit of action over on ZEP. ZEP, $10 up to $13. That's been a multi-day gainer. So ZEPP trying to work itself back on up. Guys, CYCC just had a massive dump. So here comes the CYCC dump. Back on down, 1188, possibly getting halted. All right. Traders. Ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen. I know, again, today was actually probably the lightest day has been for a while, as on average, I've been averaging about 5 trades per day. Now, today, I've had one trade. One trade today, $350. Now, is that bad? No, it's like market conditions. Guys, some days, if I think about it, some days I want to go golfing, let's say. Some days are beautiful. Beautiful, 75 degrees, not a cloud in the sky. Go golfing. Some days are going to be rainy. Rainy, and it's windy, and it's thunderstorm. Guess what? No matter how bad I want to golf, I'm just not going to go golfing. As bad as I want to trade today, in the stock market, it's rainy, it's a thunderstorm, it's windy. I can't go after and trade right now because, again, there's no other options for me. There's no big plays. There's nothing I want to jump in on at this exact moment. So if I were you guys, make sure you guys go sign up for a Cobra account. Make sure you guys are all set. We got trade ideas, got Fox Runner. And as always, I just want to say thank you so much for everyone who has joined us on this day. Should I go live again tomorrow, making sure that we're all making these big profits, big gains, big money, big opportunities? I'll say this. How about Thursday? Tomorrow, let's keep it just for Tradecaster members. Tomorrow, Tradecaster members only. Tradecaster, again, members, you guys are the ones that are only getting, again, the access. Thursday, we'll go live to the public once again. All right? So, other than that, though, traders, what a day. Shout out to Cobra for, again, jumping on, helping us become better and better and better. I'm going to take down this live stream, put up a private stream for our Tradecaster members so you guys have access to all the scanners, and you guys will be all set, ready to go. Guys, 11:06 in this market. Been going live since 7 a.m. this morning. What a day it was. Thank you for everyone who has joined us on this day. Congrats on all the profits. If that was CYCC or if that was KAPA, you guys are crushing it and enjoying it. We have now made over $20,000 in the last 4 weeks. Man, we're on fire. And we only want to be able to keep on going. So traders, what's next? $50,000 is next. $50,000 is our next milestone. We want to try to make $50,000 by mid-August. That's my goal. Mid-August, $50,000. As always, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for everyone who has joined us. Have a wonderful, incredible rest of your day. If you need anything at all, please let me know. Guys, hey, market's a little slow today. Be smart, wrap it on up. Don't overtrade, take all profits. All right? I love you. Thank you so much. I'll see you guys later on.
Tradecaster is honestly the best.
I love Tradecaster.
Happy Saturday, everybody. Just a friendly reminder. Over the past 12 months, how much money did you make day trading using your strategy? $551,000.
That kind of money, it's like you know what you're doing.
Sean knows his stuff.
So this is exactly how I did it.
Perfect.
I want everyone to go trade.
Go! Let's go! Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls.
Anything else?
It wasn't pleasant. That was during lunch hours.
Take some pictures.
Now we're up $1,200! We got some action right here. $2,000, $760.
If I tell you how I was able to do this, go out and make that money, you make a killing.
Can we start getting ourselves in the green somehow? Get it, people! A bot sell man making HUDI $1,000. Ollie with a $327 trade. Boom, guys. $989 profit. $2,600. Oh, baby! Oh, baby! Oh, baby! You guys want to see something good today? We're bringing something good to the house.